Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 7. And what an episode we have here, as it's the 1993 Champion Carnival. I'm so excited to see how this tournament is going to go. We have a stacked lineup of some of the best talent we have in all of Japan Pro Wrestling, and this is hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully nobody gets hurt in this tour, because unfortunately, we've had an injury before we even ran the tour, as far as between the Excite series and the Champion Carnival series. FMW booked Terry Funk, and Terry Funk tore his ACL, and he will not be competing, unfortunately, in this year's Champion Carnival. It's a damn shame, because that sucked. That's a tough blow to have. His replacement, we have went outside of All Japan's talent pool to bring in his replacement, and it is going to be Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper. A man who actually has worked All Japan in the past, which is crazy to think about. Almost 10 years ago at that point, as far as 1983. And that is just kind of crazy to think how. And even, worked a couple of New Japan tours in the mid 70s as well, as far as for Roddy Piper, because he was on a freelance deal with WWF, and obviously that contract's up, and just was like, let's sign him. Let's just kind of see what he would do, because really thinking of what a 1993 Roddy Piper could do in like an All Japan setting, it's very strange to me, very very strange. But we'll see what he can do, as far as he's got good enough pop, I think, to be able to survive in these deep waters of the Champion Carnival. But before we get to that, though, we do have a couple of more tour goals to go through. So we have signed the Nakano brothers, Shunji Nakano and George Nakano. So that's nice to see Shunji Nakano back at it in the All Japan ring again. As I thought about bringing Shinichi Nakano in as well, just as far as maybe doing a 6-man with the Nakano brothers and Shinichi Nakano. But we're going to hold off a little bit on that. But he also signed the Tiger Mask Hunter himself, Kunaki Kobayashi, which is pretty electric. Again, Kunaki Kobayashi's kind of towards the end of his really kind of in-ring run at this time. Definitely kind of bringing him in as like a kind of nostalgia act more than anything. But we could use like any type of pop guy, or any type of top-level pop from any really Japanese, native talent that we can. So gladly we'll take him. Abby will be leaving this tour. Abdullah Butcher will be leaving after 30 days, so we'll be wanting to get rid of him as much as we can. So as far as like other stuff going on besides the Champion Carnival, as far as like throughout this, it's going to be 20 shows as far as the tour shows, and then the final show being that 21st show. But as far as really everything being pre-booked and whatnot, the only thing we've pre-booked is Champion Carnival lineup. Everything else, we're just going to kind of play it by ear. We can't really do a lot of like building the championship matches, because really Ultimo Dragon and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi is the only guys that are not really booked that, as far as everybody else that's a champion's booked. So we can't really build a whole lot with that. But, obviously Ultimo Dragon's had a pretty good run already as a junior champ. I just hate to see that double space there, as he's done a great job already, as his junior run has already been pretty stellar. So we'll probably, he'll probably be on the main show for sure. And, I'm sure Kobashi, depending on what he does, maybe he'll just win the whole goddamn thing, as we'll see what he can do going forward with Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. As far as really him, Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, he's kind of going to be in a weird spot to where he could sporadically team with Kobashi, but not a whole lot. Obviously, we don't want to like overbook anybody that's in the Champion Carnival. That would suck, seeing somebody injured, especially someone like Kobashi who's coming off an injury already going into the tournament. But this is going to be, I think, a really fun tournament to book. As far as the lineup itself, it's looking like this: is Akira Taue, Dan Crawford and Doug Furness of the Can-Am Express, Gary Albright, Johnny Ace, Jumbo Tsuruta, Kenta Kobashi, Mitsuru Amasawa, Roddy Piper, Stan Hansen, Dr. Death Steve Williams, and Toshiaki Kawada. So we're going to have 12 guys in this tournament, and I think this is going to be we have a lot to live up to as far as what we've been doing on the Excite series and during the New Year's Giant series. Like, we've had a lot of great main events, and I think we're going to have a great Champion Carnival as far as finals, and I think we're going to have a pretty good tour. As just to kind of it's in the same breath as the tag league, where it was pretty long to where we only had like 3 or 4 matches each show. So basically, the first 7 shows will have 4 Champion Carnival matches and 4 non-Champion Carnival matches. But then afterwards, from after I think it's from day 8 to the final, day 20 will be 3 Champion Carnival matches, and then having 5 non-Champion Carnival matches, which should be a lot of fun, though. I think it should be a pretty good balance, especially those first 6-7 days where it's 4-4. But yeah, let's without further ado, because obviously it's going to be a long ass episode. Let's get on with the tour here, and we'll see what our first night is looking like. As far as we'll look at the basically the graphics as far as what where everybody's at standings wise after every 4 shows, and then once we get to 16, day 16, it will be after day 18, and then obviously we'll be at 20, so we'll check it after there as well. So we'll see where we're gonna have. First, we got the backstage incidents. Booker T brought forward Russell's Court, accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. Assuming Stevie Ray leaving his brother high and dry for about an hour. The judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Alrighty, so first 4 matches of this Champion Carnival, of the 1993 Champion Carnival. We got some good ones here. As Kenta Kobashi and Gary Albright comes to mind, that's gonna be a lot. Doug Furnas and Dr. Death Steve Williams. That's a fun matchup, at least on paper. I don't know how it's gonna do in TEW, but I would love to see that. And then Stan Hansen, Johnny Ace, the partners are going to battle that out. And Toshak Kawada and Jumbo Tsuruta, which will probably be the main event, which that's going to be awesome. That's a very good top 4 matches, I think. That's going to be a lot of fun to see how they do as far as... everything's good there. As we'll probably start with Chubu. Actually, yeah, we'll start at Chubu probably. So it's already looking like a pretty good tour already, even though the economy's starting to fall. We should probably try to sell out of the venue as much as we can, because I know the Wakayama Prefectural Gymnasium is always a good shout for that, so we'll go there on our first day. Yeah, I mean, Kawada Jumbo's got to be the main. What a match. And Jumbo's going to get the win over Toshak Kawada in 29 minutes, just before the 30-minute mark. Probably should have Joe Iguchi ref that one, but that's okay. So this is tough, because I don't know if we should go with Hansen or Johnny Ace or Kenta Kobashi and Gary Albright, because I love that match. But I think we're going to go with this. As Stan's going to get the win in 20 minutes over Johnny Ace. Then Kobashi and Gary Albright, as Kenta Kobashi beating the monster that is Gary Albright. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then Doug Furnas and Dr. Death Steve Williams. As Doc's going to get the win over Doug Furnas in 22 minutes. There we go. As far as it was a nice little back and forth here, as far as it went, almost back and forth, but with Stan Hansen and Gary Albright. As far as I can't wait to see how that match plays out. There's a lot of great matches, I think, that are on the horizon for this Champion Carnival, though. So I would like to see, as far as I actually want to, we should probably just go ahead, since we're already at 108, we should just go ahead and just make this 2 hours and 30 minutes, to be honest. This is going to be quite the night. As I would like to see the Takano brothers, see how they're going to do for us. Yeah, I mean, Abby and Giant Kimala, it's not a bad match to have as far as Shunji Takano. Probably has a little bit more pop, yeah. Yeah, the bigger of the two. So I think this could be a nice little undercard matchup, though. With Shunji Takano going to get the win for Abby. Giant Kimala is probably going to be done after this tour, since we won't have Abby anymore, and he's just kind of there. Just kind of there. Just taking up space more than anything. As far as, let's see if Norman's... Oh, yeah, Norman is here. So is Vampiro. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Vampiro's start kind of went a little rocky. But we'll see what him and Kabuki can do on the undercard. As far as, let's see, yeah, Billy Robinson's still here. Which he'll probably be leaving relatively soon, because I think he was on a 3-month contract, 6-month contract. Same thing with Piper. Piper's basically going to be here for this tour, and that's about it. As, yeah, I think I would like to see Norman. Maybe Norman and Dynamite, or Norman and Johnny Smith. Maybe we'll keep Norman for the 6-man between that. So, let's see. We can go with Kikuchi and Jun Akiyama. Oh, let's say they have terrible chemistry. Never mind. Yeah, Dory Funk's here kind of all by himself. So maybe have Dory Funk Jr. and Takeo Mori team. I don't know why, but I feel like that'd be a fun little match. Or a fun little team, rather. As, yeah, we'll keep it like 12. Kabuki can get the win over Takeo Mori. Sure, Dory Funk Jr. will love that. Teaming up with someone just to lose. He didn't complain about it, at least. So we need to steal the show match. Which, Kaki Kobayashi could, I think, fill that role. Yeah, him and Osaka. They can steal the show, quote unquote. I don't know if Kaki Kobayashi has what it. I mean, 10 years ago we could have had him probably steal the show. Probably not now though, so we'll just keep it as the opener. Yeah, I mean, I got faith the Door's gonna make that match pretty good, and as far as the kind of prelude into the Champion Carnival, I think we gotta have, Malenko Brothers, Harlem Heat, sure, this works. I'd say we did this back in December. Dean's gonna beat Stevie Ray. Alright. First show's in the books. Let's see what we get. 55, that's not bad for Kaki Kobayashi. Doesn't have his finisher set, so hopefully get that taken care of, if I remember. 45, though, as George Takano breaks his jaw on this first night. That's tough. But, Junior Takano, though, did pretty well, 54. And George Takano did the same as Giant Kimala. Hate to see that, though, a broken jaw. First night. It's 59, though, for Dory Funk Jr. and Takeo Mori against the Great Kabuki and Vampiro. As Great Kabuki the thrust kick over Takeo Mori in 10:22. So 61 for the Malenko brothers against Harlem Heat. As Booker T, Stevie Ray, they're trying to get better. They're trying ever so slowly, but they'll get there. They will get there. Dean Malenko with the Texas Cloverleaf over Stevie Ray, though, in 12:49. The 79 for Doug Furnace and Steve Williams. It's backdrop driver. Yeah, I mean, this battery's fucking electric. 78, though, for Kobashi and Gary Albright. Damn, Gary Albright really off his game, so I'm glad he didn't get the win there. Because I thought about it. Me being the big Gary Albright friend that I am. Just like, do we just have him just get a big win the first night? But no, I just felt like Kobashi could use it as well. 68, though, for Stan Hansen. And that's right, Stan Hansen's got the injury. Completely forgot about that. Stan Hansen getting the win, though, with a Laird in 1955. Hurts the co-main a little bit, but maybe we'll get it back. We will, as an 81. It's Jumbo Tsuruta with the backdrop suplex of a toe shock quad in 28:43. Great little match, though. Great main. Delivered in a big, big way. Hell yeah. So just, we'll kind of remember to keep kind of Stan Hansen down below kind of the start of the 4-3, Champion Carnival matches until he gets better. But I believe we have spaced this out pretty well to where it's not back-to-back nights. So we'll catch you guys for day 2. As the broken jaw was caused by Abdullah Butcher. I figured so. I don't know why it didn't show it, but it said it in the email, so we'll have Shuji Takano get his revenge. But we got Abdullah the Butcher and Stan Hansen in a wrestler's court. He's brought before wrestler's court, accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar, as Stan Hansen found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for him after the show. Take that, Abby. As for this night, oh, they got us in Kanto. Really, I kind of skimmed through the matches here. It's Dr. Death and Kenta Kobashi. This would be 1993 and 1994 would be the years when Doc and Kenta Kobashi would have just these incredible singles matches in all Japan, and that's going to be a lot of fun to kind of recreate. Masao and Johnny Ace as well. Roddy Piper making his debut, or I guess return, rather, for all Japan. Debut in the series. And then Taue and Stan Hansen, which unfortunately will have to be towards the bottom of the 4 matches. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not a crazy good night. Obviously, we could go about 1,000 shy there of a sellout. Can't run there, but then we'll definitely be a sellout here. Or we can try to go for the Sendai Sun Plaza. Because it's technically the same, as far as hiring costs, so might as well. As far as the main, I would love a Doc Kobashi main, and they get a lot of time, but Doc's going to beat Kenta Kobashi. That's a great win for him. That's 4 points already for Doc. And then we'll throw Masao Johnny Ace, which is going to go 22 minutes. Masao getting the win over Johnny Ace. The Triple Crown champ starting off hot. Then probably Taue Stan Hansen, because at least I know Taue's going to do pretty well. And Stan's going to get the win, though, in 28 minutes over Kira Taue. And then Piper and Dan Crawford, as Piper is going to get the win in his return to All Japan. Yeah, but just go ahead and bump that down to 230 again. But since Abdullah the Butcher wants to break some jaws, and have Shunji Takano beat up on Abby for a little bit. Get some revenge for his brother, even though he could still work George, but we're going to try to keep him away for a bit at least. So yeah, 6-man. I think steal the show matchup. Dynamite and Johnny Smith, British Bruisers with Norman. If we can, yep, okay, Norman's still there, good shit. Yeah, let's see who they should face. We'll just go ahead and exclude. We could do the Malenko brothers with Dory. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad little match. 14 minutes. As Dory Funk Jr., we're going to have him take the fall, actually. Dynamite Kid's going to get the win over Dory. Fortunately, that will have to be an all-out match because it's going to be Steal the Show. But yeah, Dory Funk Jr. is pissed. Wow. It's Dynamite's pot. I mean, pretty much the same there, Dory Funk, 52-year-old Dory Funk Jr. I guess he is a part of the All Asia, tag champs, obviously, which we should probably vacate those belts. Since, as far as that goes with... Yeah, but we'll probably have to do that. Because he's out for 5 months with torn ACL after surgery. So, fortunately, we'll be vacating those. I'm not sure if we'll vacate them at... I think we'll probably vacate them and then crown the new champs towards the back half of the tour. Have like a little tournament. And then the two, finalists face off at the Champion Carnival show. But yeah, that's a very good Steal the Show match there. You use the Malenko brothers again, which is a little way, but I think it's fine though. Let's see here. As far as Spivey, as Dan Spivey just barely missing out in the cut. He's a guy that definitely was considered. And Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy, the real 1993 champion Carnival, he was like had the third most amount of points. This is crazy to think in this alt timeline he's not even in it. But I was thinking maybe Taz and him could have a couple of matches. As far as who they should face. Yeah, but I'll just go with Mighty and Masao Inoue for now. Mighty Inoue still with his injury. Give the win to Taz over Masao Inoue. And our final matchup to add, I think we're going to have a singles. As far as I think Jun Izumaida. Maybe Jun Akiyama. Jun Akiyama, though, thanks to him beating Giant Baba, actually worked out pretty well. We might have Baba on the card just to kind of get in maybe a win or two over Jun Izumaida to kick it off. It's going to be a shitty match, but just to kind of get him squared away again. Because we still want to keep him, as far as somewhat popular to help elevate guys, but we don't want to kill him off at the same time. Even though we already had a young lion beat him, but Giant Baba getting the win at 624. It was kind of a shitty start to the show. I probably should have done that as Taz with the Katashime over Masao Inoue as Terry Gordy and Taz outperforming the Inoues. So yeah, Terry still doing a very good job. He's just not the same level as like Gary and Doc. 46 though for Shunji Takano and Abdul the Butcher. Shunji Takano getting the win with a submission at 10:25. So we got a strained bicep from Dory Funk Jr. I mean, they just can't stay healthy, unfortunately. But Dean Malenko, best guy in the match. So shout out Dean as Dory Funk Jr. Trying to Dynamite Kid with a diving headbutt in 14:28. He was almost the worst guy in the match. Joe Malenko and Norman Smiley share that distinction, but just sucks because this was still the show match and it didn't deliver. So everything else is gonna kind of suck afterwards compared to what it could have been. Yeah, 64 for this one is Piper with a 58. Not great. Not great at all. But that's the way she goes. I figured so. Plus, it was in a cold crowd, too. So, a lot of things are going to be a little on the badder side of things. It's Kira Taue outperforming Stan Hansen. Stan getting the win with the Lariat at 27.50. 77, though, as that got the crowd interested. Way to go, Masao. Masao with the Tiger Driver. 21:37. Finally, at least we saving the show. See what the main gets us. It's at 79. Kendo Kobashi taking the Dr. Bomb in 25-28. Great matchup, though. Just not enough, unfortunately. Just not enough. It didn't result in any popularity change, though, obviously, it being a tour show. And on to night 3 we go, and then we'll take a look at the standings after night 4. So, obviously, it's going to be a little wonky checking out the standings for a lot, almost after every show, because there's going to be some guys who are going to have, like, only one show or one match, throughout the 4 weeks, time period, as far as after every 4 weeks, and some will have, 3 to 4. It's going to be all over the place, but it'll work out, though, in the end. Alrighty, night 3. It's got Dan Crawford, Stan Hansen, Doug Furness, Akira Taue, Gary Albright, and Dr. Death. The Miracle Vance Alliance colliding, and then Tosha Kawada and Roddy Piper. Sorry, that's going to be an interesting card. Going to be interesting, as I don't want to run there again, so we'll probably go over to Chubu, to this general gymnasium. So we could be half capacity there, but I'd rather just take the full capacity and pocket the, just only having 1,000 for the hiring costs. That's a bit of a steal. Man, main event, I'm just leaning with Gary Albright and Dr. Death. Even though it's Gaijin, and a huge upset, too, for Gary Albright to beat his stablemate and eventual partner, really, for the most of this run in Dr. Death. We're going to give that a little bit more time, too. Yeah, it's going to be great. Then Furness and Taue. It's Doug Furness going to beat Akira Taue. Big night for the Gaijins. That's a huge win. And then Kawada and Piper. Kawada beating Roddy Piper. I'm glad. I kind of had a feeling Piper would probably be like high 50s, low 60s. I figured he wouldn't be able to, obviously outperform Tosha Kawada, but Kawada going to beat him down a little bit. And then Stan Hansen going to beat Dan Crawford. And that's going to be 3 straight wins for the Lariat. And he's starting off red hot so far. And so, yeah, and again, change this. And so you want to try to at least be giving a little bit more variety for sure on some of these cards. So maybe, I was thinking maybe Billy Robinson in the singles, but now I got a tag kind of on the brain. This is tough. Tough. So I think we're gonna go with that singles as far as Billy Robinson being involved. Maybe him and Spivey, since Spivey's not really doing a whole lot. I was about to say, I haven't done this. Yeah, we're gonna have it be steal the show, I guess. Spivey getting the win. Some undercard stuff. As a Satoru Asako. And I was thinking maybe him and June. It's not a bad call. It's why, because also Satoru Asako's not technically a junior, or not technically a young lion anymore. Because the game is is weird like that. But his experience is at 34. The experience is super high. So I think that's kind of why that happened. Because I just kind of curious here. Because, yeah, he started off with 91. That's probably why I wasn't considered a young lion in the game, even though obviously he had the years for it. So yeah, we'll have maybe him beat a not so great guy on the roster, like an Akuma. Tough decisions. Tough decisions. Yeah, it's Teranishi. It's not great. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Teranishi. 6 minutes. Sako getting the win. Nice. And to kick off the show, we're going to have Harlem Heat beat. This match is not going to be great. But at least Booker, Stevie somewhat popping Kanto, but just not enough to... And it's not even in Kanto, so not like it matters. But Booker T, Stevie Ray, Harlem Heat are going to beat Jun Akiyama, Takeo Omori, Young Lion, Act. Booker gonna get the win. Nice. All right. So for the we need something a little bit better probably on this card as far as the undercard. Hey, Kunaki Kobayashi's not a bad call. Maybe him and Rusher Kimura. We definitely need to get him, as far as Kunaki Kobayashi, kind of affiliated with the roster so he can team with some people and it makes sense. It's really the big thing I'm wanting to get out of that. Kobayashi gonna get the win though in 10 minutes. Just to kind of try and save this card a little bit. On the undercard, yeah, that'd just be a nice little match to go after the Satoru Asako Isamu Teranishi matchup. Alright, let's run the show. 32 for Harlem Heat against Takeo Omori and Jun Akiyama's. Jun Akiyama, best guy in the match. That's great. As Booker T with a missile drop kick, though, for Takeo Omori at 9:45. It's a 34 for Satoru Asako and Isamu Teranishi. It's Satoru Asako with the super driver Asako in 6:20. 49 for Kunaki Kobayashi and Rusher Kimura's. Yeah, Kunaki Kobayashi still doing very, very well for himself. Getting the win at 9:32. Dan Spivey, Billy Robinson. Dan Spivey getting the win with the Spivey Spike. 50 and 13:23. Got a 55 though. Billy Robinson 37. Billy's probably gonna have to start putting over people a lot sooner than I expected. There, as it just really he is declining physically at a very rapid rate. Crowd was cold too, but I was hoping that'd be enough to steal it and get it rocking and rolling, but it did not. As yeah, Decent little matchup here with Stan Hansen and Dan Crawford. As Stan Hansen with a lariat in 1958. 68 for Tosha Kawada and Roddy Piper as a diving back elbow for Kawada in 1954 over Roddy Piper. 71 for Doug Furnace and Kiritale. Doug Furnace with a Frankensteiner. 23:59. So 72, Gary Albright getting the one with the belly suplex over Dr. Death in 25:53. Yeah, I figured they were not going to be. There ain't no selling involved here between these two giants. As Gary Albright outperforming him though. This is a big get for Gary. Pretty good show. But just we're kind of being a little too passive with our openers, and we gotta probably change that for the better. That's for sure. As on to our fourth night, and after the fourth night, we'll take a look and see how the standings are looking. Alrighty, let's see what we have for this backstage instead. Dynamite Kid. See again, another wrestler's course. He's accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. So that's Johnny Smith said he's leaving high and dry as the judge Stan Hansen found him guilty and sentenced him to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Alrighty, so this card, Gary Albright, Dan Crawford, Jumbo Tsuruta, Kenta Kobashi, that's awesome, Basamo, Roddy Piper, and then Tosha Kawada and Johnny Ace. Yeah, this is a pretty good night. It's pretty good. I think as far as for this show, as far as we've probably, it is nice that our size though in Kanto is actually at 85 right now. That's really good, even without being able to gain any like status of the company size. That's pretty crazy. I will say night 6 is going to be like considered a normal event, so we can have a normal show be ran in the month of March. So probably we'll be running that in Kanto, so we probably won't run there. Now I guess we could still run it and it'd be okay. So thinking maybe a Korakuen Hall show. Could be a lot of fun. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, fuck it. As main event will probably be Jumbo and Kenta Kobashi. It's Kenta Kobashi. Oh, that's right, they can't work well. That's right, they had the chemistry thing. That's right, but we're setting this for Steal the Show, but Kobashi's going to get the win over Jumbo Tsuruta, which is a great win for Kobashi, but we're going to keep Jumbo strong. So that's not going to be the main. Not anymore. As Masao and Roddy Piper could probably be a pretty good main. 22 minutes. Gary Albright Crawford could be the co-main. Is Gary Albright going to beat Dan Crawford? That's a tough start for Dan Crawford. Starting off 0 for 3. And then Kawada over Johnny Ace, which that's another big win for Tosha Kawada. So yeah, we'll have to swap this. Oh, and swap that. Alright. I don't know, now I'm a little nervous about running this show in Korakuen. A little nervous. Just feel like this might not be a Korakuen night. Because I think we might go back to Chubu, but we'll run Nagoya, the Nagoya Congress Center. Just feel like that's for the, to run back-to-back nights in Chubu, where it's, 2 different venues at least. At least that would make a little bit of sense. As for the undercard, let's see what we got for Norman. Yeah, I was thinking at least Billy Robinson could lose to somebody. As far as, Billy Black, never mind. Billy Robinson. As far as who could use a win over, Richard Slinger could use some pop. Firecat could use some pop. Obviously all the Young Lions, Taz. Yeah, we'll have Taz beat him. It's Taz. It's getting the win in 10 minutes. It's Taz. Try to help a fella out. We'll keep you strong out of respect to Billy Robinson, because I love that man to death. Alright, Gary. Alright, Gary. Alright, Billy Robinson. Yeah, POS. You're just not even going to get kept strong anymore. All right. Another singles matchup. Let's see. Yeah, Super Astro. As far as we, because it's wild, we haven't really been using Ultimate Dragon or Super Astro really a whole lot. Maybe do a tag of Masabu Chi. Yeah, well, we kind of did that a lot last tour. Maybe get away from that. Though we could do something with Kaki Kobayashi, as far as we'll find his kind of partner. As we'll do Kabuki with. It's wild, because, Kaki Kobayashi, it would be great to see him as far as, I don't know if he should team with Sarutagun, but he would be perfect to have be anti, as far as Super Generation Army for his hatred of Tiger Mask. That would be a lot of fun. As far as who he would team with for that to make sense, though, that's a better question. Because I think now, really, Kikuchi. We might just do him and Jun Akiyama, and we know that it's not going to work as far as chemistry wise. We'll just kind of bite the bullet on it. Yeah, we'll use Jun Izumida. As we'll have Kobayashi beat Jun Akiyama. That could be the opener. Followed by Billy Robinson and Taz. And then our Steal the Show match. Well, actually, we don't need a Steal the Show match, so we just need 2 undercard matches. As I do want to see Masato Fuchi and Ogawa team up. They're going to team up, though, against Mitsuya Momoto and Mighty Inoue. Maybe the Fantastics. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we'll do Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. Just a nice little matchup here. 18 minutes. Fuchi can get the win. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good kind of prelude matchup into the Champion Carnival match. It's crazy seeing Jumbo Tsuruta, Kida Kobashi. It's not like the top of the list there, because that match is fire. Absolutely fire. Norman could use some more wins. He's there in Kanto. We just need to get him a little bit more over the hump. As far as who, Abby, I think will be a good choice there. As far as that goes. We'll keep that going. I'm surprised Abby's not even. I'm surprised he's still showing up. He handed his notice and everything, and we're just really fucking him over. Just in a bad, bad way. There we go. Alright, night 4. It's Kunaki Kobayashi, Jun Izumida, taking on Jun Akiyama and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. As, even though they don't work really well as a team, they still did better than the other team. But Kunaki Kobayashi beating Jun Akiyama, though, in 10-11. That's a 49 for Billy Robinson and Taz. Hey, there we go. They got some great chemistry. It's Taz with the Kata Hachime over Billy Robinson. Almost in the 50s now, Taz. Thanks to the chemistry pop. Norman Smiley beating Abdul the Butcher with the Norman Conquest in 9:47. 64 for Masato Fuchi and Yoshinari Aragawa. Sarutagun taking on the Fantastics as Tommy Rogers with the STF over Masanobu Fuchi. Masato Fuchi with the STF over Tommy Rogers. Yeah, that's a pretty good little tag match there. Yeah, they don't click at all. It's Kobashi 58-67 for Jumbo Tsuruta, but Kobashi, though, with the Orange Crush in 10-27. She's got the crowd rocking. It's Kawada with the Kawada Crab over Johnny Ace in 23:04. 82 for Kawada, 59 for Johnny Ace. Another 82 is Gary Albright with the Dragon Suplex hold over Dan Crawford in 1938. And then Mitsuharu Misawa beating Roddy Piper with a Tiger Driver in 22:29. Nice little main and co-main there. Yeah, 79. We'll take it. As for after the first 4 nights of the Champion Carnival, the standings look like this is TEW, Crawford, and Johnny Ace with 0 points. Doug Furness, Jumbo Tsuruta, Roddy Piper with 2. And then Gary Albright, Kenta Kobashi, Mitsuya Misawa, Dr. Death Steve Williams, and Toshio Kawada with 4, which gives Stan Hansen, as he has been the one almost, as far as him, Johnny Ace, and Toshio Kawada, and Dr. Death. There's been a couple of people that have worked 3 matches already. But no one has, as far as the person who's worked all 4, Kobashi is, I believe, the only person to have worked every single night, and he came away with only 4 points, which is tough for him. But he had a tough couple of matches though, taking on the likes of Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Jumbo Tsuruta, Gary Albright. Those are some tough matches for him. But yeah, on to night 5. Alrighty, night 5 as we see what we have here. Joel Deaton and Stan Hansen. Joel Deaton was brought for wrestlers court accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, knowing everyone else. As the judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to clean up and then buy drinks for everyone after the show. As Akira Toei, Roddy Piper, Johnny Ace, Dan Crawford, Jumbo Tsuruta, and Gary Albright. That's definitely a match to circle. And Mitsuya Misawa versus Doug Furness, which that will also be a banger of a matchup. I think we're going to have our champ main, but that's a great match, though. That probably should be the main, but we're going to keep with our champion. It's my, oh my. As far as... So I just don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's smart. So the Sendai Sun Plaza, 2000, almost a sellout. That wasn't a bad idea. We might go there again, but actually we might go with the Dream. Miyagi. Yeah, we probably gotta go with that for this 5th night. Misawa and Doug Furness. Misawa's going to beat Doug Furness, though, in 22 minutes. We should probably give this a little bit more time. I think 26 is a little better. And Jumbo Tsuruta and Gary Albright. Man, that would have been a huge win for Gary Albright, but it's going to give a win to Jumbo Tsuruta and what should be a banger. And Dan Crawford and Johnny Ace. I trust that match a lot. As Johnny Ace going to beat Dan Crawford. Support Dan Crawford. It's here for 4 now. Tough start, but Johnny Ace, though, had a tough start of his own. So it's nice to see him getting a win in this Champion Carnival, the Ace Crusher. Then Towie and Piper. Towie's going to beat Piper. Really predicted that well as far as how Piper was going to do. There's times where I'm off the mark and really super push someone by accident, but he's really... So far, it's been pretty well booked for what his ability is. Kind of, as far as Kuraki Kobayashi, we gotta find that guy. As far as if he can team with someone, it will really elevate him as a whole. I think for the most part. It's Billy Robinson. We might do Billy and Norman. And we'll have... we'll have Asako beat Billy Robinson. Sure, Billy's gonna love that. At least he's only extremely unhappy and not furious. Maybe a Keep Strong will help him out here. Yeah, it does. Hell yeah. Sometimes it's the little things. So yeah, maybe Gordy and Taz again. Ultimate Dragon still hanging around. Could maybe do something with, as far as Ultimate Dragon, Super Astro. Yeah, Firecat and Candido. That could be a fun little match. We did this night 9 of the Excite series. Got a 63. As far as I'm just going to look and see if we might have something just a little bit better than that. So we might do Kabuki in Vampiro. We just keep on going to this as far as Because at least it's a fresh matchup. Even though, really, Ultimo Dragon, he shouldn't be losing it to these guys, which he won't. He'll be beating Vampiro. But, yeah, as far as with Ultimo Dragon, his next challenger, we're still going to be kind of slow rolling that along. We're not in a big hurry for that. But Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, maybe have him be involved in something singles-wise, or maybe Ogawa. We might do, as far as like the Steal the Show match, Fuchi. Nah, I was going to do Fuchi and Ogawa against the Malenko brothers, but I think that actually might be in the tournament for the All Asia Tag titles, so we'll probably hang off that. We'll go with the Takano brothers again, though against Joel Deaton and Billy Black. Even though George has his broken jaw. I think Shunji Takano should at least still outperform over Billy Black. Should do that. Just want to make sure we had this set for... Oh, no, we didn't. Didn't have that set for Steal the Show. Guess we could have something better for that as far as the Steal the Show matchup. Dean, as far as maybe Dean and Richard Slinger, just to get Richard Slinger on a card. So we did a tag as far as Spivey and Slinger, but we didn't do a singles. So Dean's gonna get the win. No surprise. Dean's gonna be one of the better guys on the card. Something must be up. Baba's given too much. We'll just give that to Boris. There we go. Night 5. The 51. It's not a bad opener. As Kiyaki Kobayashi, Norman Smiley, they did about the same, and Norman actually outperformed him, as Satoru Asako pinning Billy Robinson with the Super Driver Asako in 10:21. So 54 for the Kano brothers against Joel Dean and Billy Black. Oh, they did outperform him. Tough break for Joel Dean and Billy Black, as Shunji Takano getting the win in 10:25. 62 for Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon against the Great Kabuki and Vampiro. It's Ultimo Dragon with the Asai DDT over Vampiro in 12:33. It's a 69 for Dean Malenko and Richard Slinger, as Dean Malenko with the Texas Clover Leaf in 12:04. Got the crowd buzzing, of course. And Toway and Roddy Piper with the 79. It was a dynamic kick for Toway in 1936. 72 for Johnny Ace and Dan Crawford. Wow. Should have had a lot more faith in the Toway Piper match. But Johnny Ace, though, the Ace Crusher, 1935 and 56. So that's interesting. Just inconsistency and holding back. Hurting Johnny Ace. 75, though, is Gary Albright now breaks his jaw. Tough break. As Jumbo Tsuruta, though, with a great performance in his own right, as he gets him with the backdrop suplex in 24:38. In our main events in 89, shout out Mitsuha Misawa as he beats Doug Furnace with the Tiger Driver in 25-56. What a great main. Now, one of our better shows, obviously, and that's because we had a better undercard to really pave a way ahead as far as to have a pretty good show. And I think that's a great building point for our Night 6 card. That's for sure. As we'll see ya for Night 6. Alrighty, Night 6. So obviously we'll be running in Kanto for this night. Oh my god. 74,000 expected. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's insane. Yeah, we'll be running Budokan though, just for the awesomeness of it all, but that's crazy. Ooh, that's a lot of pressure. Main event, I mean, you see the card here, though. Kawada Misawa, Toway and Jumbo, Stan and Doc, which that would have been a co-main for sure, but unfortunately, that will not be the case now. And then Furnace and Kobashi, which is also going to be a very, very good matchup. Yeah, I mean, you got the former, challengers and champions, as far as former guys who battled for the Triple Crown title. Now the current tag champs, and then you got the former tag champs, and in partners, and Tally and Jumbo is. I mean, this is going to be a really, really good card. And we're going to have the main go 30, a draw between Tosha Kawada and Mitsuha Masawa in the Champion Carnival. I think that's the right decision there. I think that is it, as Masawa's a little perturbed by that, though. Interesting, as Tally and Jumbo is also a time limit draw. So we got two 30-minute time limit draws back to back, too. Really, the idea is to kind of trick the audience into thinking, like, oh, they just saw Tally and Jumbo do a draw. There's no way, someone's going to get a win. People thinking Kawada's going to beat Masao, but he does not, in fact, do that. Jumbo, a little perturbed, but I figure that one makes a little bit more sense. As we'll keep Jumbo strong. Yeah, then we'll do Doug Furnace, Kenta Kobashi. Doug Furnace, though, with a huge win over Kenta Kobashi. Poor Kobashi there, but that's going to be a really good matchup. As far as Kobashi beat Doug Furnace back at the New York Giants Series Night 16, and it felt like it was a nice way to get, as far as... I'm sure Kobashi would have loved to have beaten him here, but gives Doug Furnace a win there. And then Stan Hansen and Steve Williams will be a draw, but it will not be a time limit draw. It will be a double count out, but we don't want to pick that because, of course, this game is dumb, and if you pick that, it's just going to destroy the match rating. So, well, just fingers crossed. It's either going to be a double count out or a double DQ. Either way works for me, but we'll keep Stan strong since he's politicking. Oh, we did already change that to 2 hours. That's good. Or, 2 hours. But for our rest of the card, what we're thinking, as far as I would love to have Baba, as far as to kind of kick off the show. Maybe him and Mighty Inoue, or maybe him and Fuchi. Yeah, probably him and Fuchi, just so it's a little bit of a match. Maybe Terry Gordy and Taz. That'd kind of be fun. As far as the... who wins this damn thing? I think we're going to give it to Gordy, actually. I think Gordy over Baba. Thought about giving it to Taz, but I was like, yeah, we probably better not. Probably better not. But yeah, Baba's not going to do great, but I think everybody else in that matchup, well, Taz won't be tremendous as well, but both Abby and now Giant Warrior have now handed in their notices, so we'll start jobbing them out. As far as I believe, they don't have really a lot of great chemistry when it's them teaming. So we'll do a 6-man. Kimala and Warrior. As we will go with the Decano brothers. And let's see, who's a guy that could use a win? Funny, we could use Kunaki Kobayashi in this role to kind of be the guy who they team with, and it would make sense. Tough decisions. Tough decisions. Part of me wants to pick a Japanese hand, and it makes sense. I think we're going to go with actually Kunaki Kobayashi. As far as who could probably... I guess Shunji Takano could probably use the most pop boost out of this, since he has the worst. He can beat Giant Warrior. No problem there. So, Kobayashi is the road agent. So we need to steal the show match. As far as what we could do. I'd like to get Firecat and Candido on the card. They would have to team against someone that have pop, though. Is the thing. Yeah, I mean, even though they don't really have a lot of great chemistry, I think it'll still kind of work for what we're trying to do on an undercard setting. But Candido, yeah, yeah, I guess Candido can beat Jun Akiyama. Hurts me to do it, but I think that's for the right decision. Yeah, that's tough. I think that's a good spot though for it. Something to really blow this card out of the water though is the Old Faithful and the Fantastics, Jackie, Bobby, and Tommy Rogers, as far as Fantastics against the British Bruisers with Norman Smiley. So we did the 10-man of, or the 8-man rather, of this at the Excite Series, but we have not done a 6-man of this. This should be a very good matchup though, and we're gonna give Norman the win. He's gonna beat Jackie. Keep on pushing Norman to the moon. Inadvertently, but we keep on doing it. As yeah, I mean, this match definitely probably shouldn't go above this. We've had much better talent, like as far as talented cards. For this to be a normal match, our normal show, might be a bit of a detriment, and this might actually hurt us more than helping us, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to risk it. See what we get. 62, though, to kick off the show. It's Giant Baba taking the backdrop driver from Terry Gordy. So FUG, best guy of the match, then Terry Gordy. Taz was almost in the 50s, and Giant Baba the 41. Another 62 as Firecat and Candido getting the win over Jun Akiyama and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi. As, yeah, Firecat and Chris Candido. Pretty good job. There's Blonde Bombshell for Candido at 950. 58 for the 6-man as Giant Warrior with Abdullah the Butcher and Giant Kimala losing to Kiyaki Kobayashi and the Takano brothers as Shunji Takano beating Giant Warrior in 10-29. So 68 for the Steal the Show matchup, which got the crowd buzzing, as the Fantastics losing to the British Bruisers with Norman Smiley, as Norman and Johnny Smith did better than Dynamite, as Dynamite was off his game. Probably would have helped the match a little bit. Probably almost got to the 70s if Dynamite Kid was on his A game. But he unfortunately was not, as an 81 for Doc and Stan Hansen with a double DQ. Good stuff. It's an 83 for Kendo Kobashi and Doug Furnace. Oh my god, Kendo Kobashi with an 89. That's incredible. What a performance. 75 for Taue and Jumbo. They don't collect. Man, Jumbo getting fucked over with these, as far as the chemistries, not going his way. In our main event, though, a 99. Yeah. I don't know why it worked. You know, I'm just like, oh, hopefully we have a good show. It's like, oh, the main event's gonna be incredible and we'll have a very good show. How fun. How fun. So, yeah, obviously we're gonna give love to the main event guys. And also give love to Kendo Kobashi, because an 89, that's incredible. That is incredible stuff. Yeah, that was great. That was great. And so we still got a whole lot to do, though, as far as with this tour. But that was definitely a great stamp of approval as far as for this. I mean, we'll definitely probably win the area battle with New Japan for sure. Maybe not for sure, but I think we got a really good shot. So actually, I don't even think we're eligible yet for that, because yeah, we're not big. We will be though in 6 days though. It's coming up. By the way, we keep on getting a lot of pop though. That's a great sign. Yeah, on to well. I guess we don't have to cut anything. We can just go right here. 10-9-7. Now we're to the 3-night matches, shows for the Champion Carnival. Taz brought forward Wrestler's Court, accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else. The judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks for after one. After the show, after cleaning it up. So Gary Albright, Tosha Kawada. Poor Gary Albright with his broken jaw. Then Johnny Ace and Toway. That's going to be a lot of fun. And Jumbo Tsuruta and Doug Furnace. That's some pretty good matches there. Pretty good. I guess we're going to run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza, I guess. I guess we'll do it. I think we're pretty good on money now, for sure, especially after that show in Budokan. Down, as we're over the million mark. That's a good sign. As far as I think sponsors-wise, we make about half of what we're paying. So that's usually a pretty good sign that you're going to be pretty much in the green for the most part. Which is crazy because we were not in the green our first month in September. But other than that, it's been smooth sailing. Man, it's a tough main event choice, but I think we're going to go with Jumbo and Furnace. As Jumbo, after going 30, going 20 with Doug Furnace here, we're probably going to give that a little bit more time. And Gary Albright and Kawada, which they, in real life, in 1995, this was Gary's first singles match, was against Kawada at the October Giant Series. It was the same day as one of the Triple Crown matches with Kenta Kobashi and Mitsuru Masawa. This was the co-main, and that was the main. That match is incredible. The match goes like 15, 16 minutes, and it's great. It's a lot of fun as somebody who loves Gary Albright and loves Tosha Kawada. Kawada getting the win in 27 minutes. Because Gary Albright is such a unique guy to have in All Japan because he's so vastly different to everybody that's there. Then you have Kawada, who very much is on that thin line of being able to do like strong style stuff. So they do a lot of great stuff. Johnny Ace and Toway, though. Johnny Ace pull another win out of his ass with the Ace Crusher. And that's kind of the way Johnny Ace's match is as far as for the Champion Carnival in this series. That's kind of the idea. Is Toway or whoever it is in there with him. Kind of beats him up for the most part, but Johnny Ace kind of makes the comeback and then out of nowhere, an Ace Crusher, and ends it. It's kind of like the psychology of a lot of those matches. That's why we're here. Change this to 2 hours. Oh, I'm so used to having the 4 matches. Just automatically went to the booking screen. As, as far as what we could do, I would like to maybe start building towards that All-Asia tournament. So I was thinking maybe 8 teams. I was thinking 4 at first, but I think we could probably do it with 8. And the 8 teams, we'll start off with Deaton and Billy Black. And let's see. I think we're going to go with Terry Gordy and Taz. So that's the first match we got. We should probably, make this a tournament, I guess, so we could keep this forever. I want to make sure I know what teams we're going to use and how the format's going to be used first, but that's the first one. And we'll have Gordy get the win. Taz and Terry Gordy. Doing pretty well for themselves. And let's see. Yeah, we'll use Abby and Kimala against, let's see, a team that could probably use. I mean, do we give Harlem Heat a huge win? I think so. So yeah, we did this back in November, which the right team winning that time, but not this time though. Booker T couldn't get the win. Nice. So we should probably just have that be Abby since he's got the most pop. Maybe not now though. We've kind of. Oh no, he definitely probably still has. Yeah, he's still good to go. Yeah, fucking would be beyond furious. For sure. For sure. As we'll do one more. As we'll have the Takano brothers, Shunji Takano and George Takano, against the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. And we'll give the Fantastics a win. And that's their first loss for the Takano brothers. As we'll set this for Steal the Show, and yeah, we can just have Bobby Fulton get the win. Nice. So, as far as that's a pretty good starting, as far as first couple of teams there, as far as what we have. It's weird, as far as I feel like the I don't know. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, because like there's a lot of different teams we could probably use in that scenario where that would probably help us out a little bit more. But no, it's fine. But it's fine. But the Malenko brothers, as far as with them, they will be facing team of. That's a good question. Who they should face. Feel like we gotta go with the Fuchi Ogawa team, to be honest. I think that's for the best. And we'll have, as far as they've traded wins before, kind of back and forth when we were having, Malenko's, as far as Dean and Ogawa, that first title defense. We'll have Dean get that win back over Ogawa in this one. As far as we probably gave that a little too much time, but that's okay. So that is our tournament. As far as, yeah, All Asia Tag Team Title Tournament. As Abdullah the Butcher, Giant Kimala, Harlem Heat, Fantastics, Takano Brothers, as the Malenkos, and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi, Ogawa, and then Taz with Terry Gordy, against Joel Deaton and Billy Black. So even though it looks like a bit one-sided on this right side, I think just having the idea that Abdullah Butcher and Giant Kimala with a huge upset type of thing is, or Harlem Heat, with a huge upset is really going to help benefit that a little bit, hopefully. As for the opener, I'm trying to think who could probably, Piper's been, or rather, Piper maybe could get some more experience his way. Haruka Aijin could use a win, so maybe have him beat one of the young lions, or even Vampiro, even. That'd be, maybe not Vampiro. Yeah, you can beat Billy Robinson. Because Billy Robinson, he's 53. God bless him, but it's time, as far as aging veterans. We tried, though. We tried with Billy Robinson, but sometimes it's just nice to at least keep your options open a little bit. Wow, we are way over the time. Interesting. So we should have kept on doing the 2:30. But yeah, this should be a very good card here. We'll see. As a 40, though, it's not the best way to start the show, I guess. I thought it was going to be just enough to get it over the hump. It was not. As a 46 for Abdullah Butcher and Giant Kimala's Abby phoning it in. That's fine. That's fine by me. Giant Kimala, though, 48. He was at least trying out there, but Booker T with the heat seeker over Abby at 9:43. 56 for Joel Deaton and Billy Black against Taz and Terry Gordy. Terry Gordy with the powerbomb on Billy Black. Kind of the same idea, just a little bit better of a team, Terry Gordy and Taz. 57 for the Kano Brothers against the Fantastics, as the Fantastics getting the win with the Fantastic Flip. It's Bobby Fulton there. 64 for Masabu Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa against Dean Malenko and Joe Malenko. This is a very, very good matchup. So definitely could have been a finals for sure for the All Asia Tag Team titles. Instead, it's the first round matchup. And then a 63 for Kiyotawa and Johnny Ace, as they don't click. Johnny Ace with the Ace Crusher in 24-20. 71 for Gary Albright and Kawada, as Toshio Kawada, even though he was off his game, and Gary Albright kind of got slowed down by his injury, still have a pretty good matchup. 81, though, for Jumbo Tsuruta and Doug Furnas. Very good matchup there. And we'll take another successful show. As then, after our 8th show, we'll take a look at the standings for the second time and see where everybody falls. I know we had a lot of draws there at that day 6 show, so there's going to be a lot of D's on the little standing on the graphic. So we'll 1 points for 6 guys, which is definitely going to be beneficial for them. But yeah, on to night 8. Alrighty. As Doc and Piper, Stan Hansen, Kenta Kobashi, and Mitsuyama Sawa and Dan Crawford. So our 3 matches. As far as, yeah, we haven't ran here. I guess we'll run there. I trust Masawa and Dan Crawford. I think that's going to be a pretty good matchup. It's poor Dan Crawford, though, taking a loss to Mitsuyama Masawa. And then Doc and Kobashi. Stan Hansen going to beat Kenta Kobashi. This could definitely be a main, but, you know, yeah, I maybe that should be the main. I don't know. But Doc and Piper, though, good match on paper, but obviously Piper just not really at that level as Doc, but probably a good match if we did this in the States. But yeah, that's, I think we're going to do. I think we're going to have Hansen and Kobashi main. No, let's not. Better not risk it. As far as what we could do, oh, it didn't count. Oh, because I picked Kikuchi and not. Wow, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. As far as should have been Ogawa. As I will just remove them, I guess. Would probably be the best way of going about it. There we go. Yeah, that's just for the best. Yeah, we'll do the Harlem Heat in the Fantastics match. Just because we know it's going to be, you know, as far as Tommy Rogers and Bob Fulton, we'll be beating Harlem Heat. I think that's a surprise to no one. As Booker's going to take the loss this time. It's Bobby Fulton for Booker T. There we go. We got a top 4, quote unquote. That's not going to probably be the top match, though. Let's see what we got as far as singles wise. You know, Candido, Billy Robinson, I think would be a good idea to get Candido some more wins over established talent, because Candido's really been on fire as of late. Yeah, we'll keep him strong again. I just, too much respect for Billy Robinson. He's still pissed, so. You had your chance. You had it. Giant Warrior and Abby, as far as singles matches, maybe just Giant Warrior singles match. Kind of get Abby a little breathing room to work with, maybe. Nakayama's pops already went back down. I guess that's what happens when you have him lose. Yeah, that might be a little too on that side of the coin, if you will. Yeah, but the Taz is getting a little better. Don't think Vampiro really needs it. It's just tough because a lot of our big guys, like, they already have Pop, and They don't really need it. Guess maybe Joel Eaton? Just to help him out a little bit? Even then. Maybe more like Billy Black instead. Not great. Not a great match here. This is like the lesser of two evils, really. Giant Warrior and Billy Black. Let's see what we, as far as Ultimo Dragon, you know, again, we keep on just kind of calling back to him. You know, really, I think Kunaki Kobayashi would be a pretty good first challenger for him, or second challenger for him rather. As well, it's figuring out his partner is really the tough thing of that deal. Man, oh man. So we've used Izumaida. I know we just had them face off, but maybe they'll work as a team. Rasha Kimura and Kunaki Kobayashi. Very different type of feel to it, but we'll have Kunaki Kobayashi beat Super Astro, even though that's all. I mean, Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon are a really good team, far better than the Kunaki Kobayashi Rasha Kimura team, I'm sure. This could probably be more like a steal the show match more than anything. Nice. And then maybe have a 6-man. As far as the Malenko brothers. Because, yeah, Gary's not working, so we could do Gary. And then if we could make this work, as far as, yeah, we'll have Taue. We could have Taue team up with the Malenko brothers to kind of build up to both matches. Even though I kind of shied away from doing this, as far as trying to give the guys that are in the Champion Carnival a little bit of breathing room. Especially someone like Gary Albright, too, who's hurt, but just can't help myself. This should be a pretty good idea. As we'll have Terry Gordy beat Joe Malenko. There we go. That is our card. Good stuff. It's 52 from Chris Candido and Billy Robinson. Candy with the diving headbutt in 10-10. 48 for Billy Black and Giant Warrior. Billy Black with the pile driver in 10-12. So he did a 50 as Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton beating the Harlem Heat team as it's still slowly getting better. Bobby Fulton with the fantastic flip in 10-30. 63 for Ultimo Dragon Super Astro against Kunaki Kobayashi and Rasha Kimura. Yeah, is Ultimo Dragon Super Astro just blazing right on by Rasha Kimura and Kunaki Kobayashi. 72 though for the 6-man as Taue, best guy in the match, followed by Malenko, Dean Malenko, and then Terry Gordy and Gary Albright. Slowed down again by the injury. It's Joe and Taz are almost the same. It's Terry Gordy with the backdrop driver on Joe Malenko in 1941. It's Dr. Death beating Roddy Piper with a Dr. Bomb in 22-20. It's Doc getting the win there. It's 73-58 for Roddy Piper. He's getting a little better. Stan Ance and Kenta Kobashi do have great chemistry. So that's fun. Stan Ance with a lariat for Kenta Kobashi in 27-43, getting outperformed yet again. The 68 for Masao and Dan Craw. Yeah, I mean, I had faith in Masao, and I definitely should have, as they didn't collect at all. Just a terrible little main event. Thank God it didn't change our pop or anything. It should have went with Stan and Kobashi, though. The team that had a match that had great chemistry was one of the best matches on the card. We got robbed. Absolutely robbed. As our standings after the 8th night looks like this. As Kiritawe, oh, actually, Roddy Piper, rather, is after Dan Crawford. It's Dan Crawford 0 for 5 to start off this tournament. Not great. Not great at all. Roddy Piper with 2. Taue with 3. With the win over Piper and the draw over Jumbo Tsuruta. Losing some tough matches. Probably should have beat Johnny Yace, and that one's going to haunt you for sure. But taking on some tough guys. 4 points for Furnace, Albright, Johnny Yace. And then and Kenta Kobashi. As jumping up to 7 points. And a 3-way tie for second. Jumbo Tsuruta, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Toshiaki Kawada. And then tied for first, it's Mitsuya Amasawa and Stan Hansen. We'll see how it goes as far as going forward, but that is definitely a tough lineup to pick from. Because, all 5 of those guys are 2 points between each other. Yeah, it's a lot can happen. And you have draws, Kawada and Masawa have a draw, so if they, tie, they'll have to be a tiebreaker. Same thing with Stan and Doc. And that's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to really differentiate. As on to night 9 we go. All right, night 9. And let's see where we're going to run this show. So we haven't ran Osaka since night 1. It's been a while, so we'll go ahead and run that again. It's our 3 matches. Kiritawa and Gary Albright. The Camera Express colliding, and Roddy Piper and Johnny Ace. Not the greatest of nights, if we're being honest. Taue and Gary Albright's probably going to be the main, as Taue's going to get the win over Gary Albright. That's a huge win for Taue. Tough loss for Gary Albright. And Roddy Piper, Johnny Ace. Probably won't be the co-main, actually, now I'm thinking about it, but Piper's going to be Johnny Ace. Yeah, that's a great win for Piper. Then Dan Crawford and Doug Furnace. It is indeed a draw. And it's going to be a time limit draw. As both members of the Can-Am Express cannot beat the other man. It's going to take more than 30. As then we have, of course, the Malenko brothers versus Terry Gordy and Taz. As the Malenko brothers, Taz, Terry Gordy. Yeah, I think 18's fine for this match, as Dean's going to beat Taz. Nice. As I think we're going to go again with the Ultimo Dragon, Super Astro teaming. As Kobashi, Kuyaki Kobayashi again, is going to be teaming up with someone. It's just so tough to really pick a perfect partner for him. Very, very tough. I kind of want to use Billy Robinson, to be honest. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. 10 minutes. But Ultimo Dragon, even though really he doesn't really need it, he'll be beating Billy Robinson. Because I think he has probably better pop than Billy Robinson does. Yeah, somewhat. But it's a free win now. Yeah, I would like to see Fuchi and Kikuchi, or Fuchi rather than Ogawa, get a win over a kind of undercard team. Let's see here. Yeah, we could use Harlem Heat. I think that's not a bad option. Yeah, we haven't done that before. I was giving Ogawa a win. Here we'll give, let's see, Giant Kamala, or Giant Warrior, rather. So that's what we can do with him. Who he can lose to next. Yeah, let's have him, let's have Vampiro beat him. Fuck it. Absolutely fuck it. Who cares? Let's just give him all the pop. So we need to steal the show match. Unfortunately, we'll need one. Norman's momentum's kind of neutral right now, so I think giving him a win might be a good idea. So I kind of want to see how Johnny Smith and Norman Smiley can do as a team again, because we've teamed them up, I think, in the past, and I think they've done it. They don't have like a chemistry boost or anything, but it's better than nothing at the same time. Yeah, let's go with the Takano brothers. Yeah. $14. Johnny Smith can get the win. Poor Takano brothers, though, kind of came in, got a couple of wins, and then just started losing a little bit. Just a tough draw, more than anything. I got a feeling that match is going to actually be better, even though it's only going to be 12 minutes. Just got a feeling. Did we, oh yeah, I only made it 2 hours. My mistake. Joe Gucci's refereeing too much. Yeah, Kiwi Wada can ref the main, I guess. No big deal. 45. Yeah, Vampiro. Almost in the 50s. He gets the win, 936. 56 for Harlem Heat versus Masafuji and Yoshinari Ogawa. Ogawa with the win over Booker T in 10:28. 54. As they don't work well. Damn, that sucks. As Norman Smiley and Johnny Smith beating the Takano brothers, even though with the negative chemistry going their way, but it still works out. Because really, Shuji Kano was really off his game, and Takano was also hurt too, but at least it wasn't too bad in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. Ultimo Dragon with a 72. That's pretty crazy. There's Ultimo Dragon with the Dragon Sleeper over Billy Robinson in 954. 67 for the Malenko brothers against Terry Gordy and Taz. Steve Malenko with a technical relief in 1828. So 65 for Roddy Piper and Johnny Ace. Pretty close. Roddy Piper with the sleeper. 23-14. 75 for Dan Crawford and Doug Furness, the 30-minute time limit draw for the Canadian Express. And then our main event of 72 is somehow Taue is able to pull out a pretty good match out of Gary Albright being injured. And they don't sell, which that makes sense. These two behemoths as, not the greatest of nights. Not the greatest of Champion Carnival nights, but now we're in the double digits now. We've made it to our first 10 shows. As, we just got 2 more, and we'll take a look at this as far as the standings after 12 shows. So, on to night 10. Alright, night 10. Let's see what we have. Here's backstage incident. Billy Robinson, Stan Hansen. Billy Robinson's brought for Russell's court, accused of failing to pick up his shirt at the tab at the bar. The judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to buy drinks right after the show. Alright, so we did add the Malenko Brothers Fantastics match up to this pre-show booking page, so we do have 4 matches pre-booked, but this is a pretty big night too. We got Stan Hansen, Mitsuya Masawa, which, big time match up there. Dr. Death, Jumbo Tsuruta, big time match there. Then Toshiaki Kawada, Kenta Kobashi, which that is a very, very good set of 3 matches. As far as having Masawa and Stan as the main, I think that is the right call. And we're going to have the main event, and Stan Hansen is going to beat Mitsuya Masawa, which will lead to a future title match between those 2 men. Then probably Kawada and Kobashi, as it's going to be a time limit draw, going 30. Another time limit draw added to the Champion Carnival. Then Dr. Death and Jumbo Tsuruta, which this could honestly be the main event, the way this is going, but Dr. Death getting a huge win over Jumbo Tsuruta. We're not going to keep Jumbo strong, actually. We're going to have Doc just get the win outright, which didn't even matter, so that's awesome. And then the Malenko Brothers versus the Fantastics. Is Dean Malenko going to get the win for the Malenko Brothers, and they are the new All-Asia Tag Team Champs. Big time win for the Malenko Brothers. So that's our top four. As far as our bottom four, let's, as far as to get Giant Warrior a loss. Yeah, I mean, Taz is always a good option. Taz gonna get the win to Kata Hajime. So let's say we had Taz beat him last tour as well. Put that to 230. Man, we're getting super lucky. CMLL must not be running like a lot of tours this month. As we are going to bring in the Headhunters, finally. We got B, but we're still waiting on A to come on over. As, let's say Norman. He can beat somebody. Well, let's skip Norman for now. Do want to have a 6-man of Mighty Inoue, Saha Inoue, and Mitsuya Moto. Over Takano Brothers with a Young Lion. As far as we'll use, I will use Hideki Hosaka. And we'll give the win to Mighty Inoue, actually. It's him dealing with injuries for the past couple of tours now. I think he deserves a win. And we'll swap that there. It's crazy to think we still have 2 more matches to put together. Gerald Eaton and Billy Black, they could face the team of the British Bruisers. Yeah, because last tag match they had was back in September, back on our first tour. Johnny Smith going to get the win, though, so they'll get the win again. No 50-50 booking here. We'll set this for Steal the Show, though. This will be the Steal the Show matchup. And to open up the show, Jun Akiyama and Takeo Mori. It's the Great Kabuki and Vampiro. And keep it 10 minutes. So, Kabuki, yeah, we can give the Vampiro, actually. He'll get the win over Jun Akiyama. Alright, as far as for the venue, yeah, I think, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go back to Chubu, actually, but we're kind of a little bit, yeah, we kind of ran almost everywhere now. We're in Kyushu. So in the show, it's a 52 for the opener. It's Vampiro with the Great Kabuki against Takeo Mori and Jun Akiyama. Vampiro with the nail in the coffin. 10:01. 32 for Taz and Giant Warriors. This cooled the crowd a little. Taz with the Kata Hajime over Giant Warrior in 9:57. 51 for the 6-man is the Kano Brothers with Hideki Osaka, losing to Mitsuya Moto, Mighty Inoue, and Saha Inoue. Wrong team won. Should have been the Kano brothers with Hideki Osaka, but might you know it was a steamroller. 951, a 61 for the British Bruisers against Billy Black and Joel Deaton. Billy Black taking the Death Valley Bomb. Johnny Smith at 14:29. And the All Asia Tag Team title matchup, Dean Malenko in the finals of the All Asia Tag Team title tournament. Dean Malenko tapping on Bobby Fulton with the Texas Cloverleaf in 16:29. It's an 89 for Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Jemel Saruda. That is going to be tough to follow. Stock getting the win with the Death Valley, or with the Dr. Bomb rather, in 28-34. 85 for Kawada and Kobashi. They have good chemistry. That's nice to see, because they actually do have a very good chemistry. So it goes 30. Time limit draw. And our main event's at 82, so it did end up getting worse and worse. We should have had Doc and Jumbo made. But yeah, it's a very good show, though. Nonetheless, even though the main event doesn't really deliver as much as we wanted to, thanks to Stan being hurt, if we would have flipped that and that, this would have been a pretty perfect card. That's the way she goes sometimes. But we are now more than over the halfway point, as we just have 9 more shows left. It's on to Night 11. Alright, Night 11. Those are 3 matches. Mitsuha Masao and Kenta Kobashi. What a match to bounce back for Masao to go from Stan Hansen to Kenta Kobashi. That is tough. Then Kawada taking on Akira Taue. That's another tough match. Obviously, the potential future Holy Demon Army teammates there, battling it out. Then Dan Crawford and Dr. Death. As for the show, it's getting tougher and tougher. Yeah, we're now going to finally be reduced as far as regions. That's tough. But yeah, I think Chubu's probably our best bet. Run there. As Masao Kobashi's got to be the main. It's got to be. But Masao's going to be Kobashi just before the 30-minute mark. And Kawada is going to have beaten Kira Taue in the co-main. And Dan Crawford over Dr. Death. It's Dan Crawford getting a huge win over Dr. Death Steve Williams. That is a huge upset. And a much needed win for that man. As I think we're going to build towards a little bit towards having a junior heavyweight title matchup, at least on this Champion Carnival tour. I was thinking to hold it off to the finals, but because I think Kanaki Kobayashi would be a great challenger for him. As his popularity of Kanaki Kobayashi's pop is just a little bit better than Ultimo Dragon's, which I felt like it's kind of going down. No, it's not going down at all. So I think we're going to do that tag again of Ultimo Dragon on Super Astro. But we're going to have Kobayashi as far as teammate. Maybe Firecat. Try that on for Zaz. Well, except for Steal the Show, but Kobayashi will be beating Ultimo Dragon. Unfortunately for the Super Astro Ultimo Dragon team, because they are a really good team. There we go. As but the Headhunters are finally here, we can have them do something. I was thinking having them beat, as they're not even said as a team. We will change that. So we'll probably have to make it. I'm an idiot. The Headhunters. They'll probably beat Abby and Giant Warrior the first night. Just feel like that's a good starting point for them. Their pop's pretty over. You know, they're part of Wing right now, and they've been doing pretty well for them. As we can also just use Abby and Giant Kimala, I guess. No one's gonna sell in this match. This is gonna be a train wreck, just because no one's gonna sell. But we'll have Headhunter A beat Abdullah. And we'll change the time in a little bit. It's for Giant Warrior. Yeah, it's tough trying to think of people who could use the win. Because there's not a lot of people that really need it anymore. I guess Joe Malenko could probably use it. Because everyone's kind of above him. Yeah, we really use a lot. Candido, I guess. Yeah, we'll just kind of give him a break, I guess. But as far as Billy Robinson and Norman Smiley again, so they could see. As far as I was thinking, Masato Fuchi and Ogawa and have Fuchi beat Billy Robinson. Fuchi could use a little bit of pop boost. I feel like it's going down. Let's take a look to where it started. Yeah, it's went down a little bit. He can use it to go back up. We could have Fuchi beat Giant Warrior on the next show too to help him out a little bit. So we do have a lot of tag matches on this card. Maybe a singles match or a 6-man to spice it up a little bit. As I will have Jun Izumaida losing to Dan Spivey. Just gonna get squashed, basically. And in the opener, let's do as far as Tsuyoshi Kikuchi versus Chris Candido. So we have never done a singles match. We did the tag, but we haven't done a singles as Kikuchi over Candido. Give it like 13. Yeah, let's swap that out. Let's bump that down. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good card. Hoping for a pretty good card. Let's run the show. Oh wow, the others actually did pretty well. Thanks to them having excellent chemistry too. His head on our A with the diving leg drop over Abdullah the Butcher. Yeah. Right decision. Right decision there for sure to bring in the headhunters. Just kind of buying my time, waiting for the right moment for when we can bring them in. I think this was the perfect time now that Abby and Giant Warrior are leaving. The 62 for Billy Robinson in Norman Smiley against Yoshinobu, or I don't know where Yoshinori Aragawa and Masato Fuchi, as I could combine both names there for a little bit. As Masato Fuchi with the STF over Billy Robinson, 954. The 52 for Dan Spivey and Jun Izumaida. As the Spivey spike at 935. I'm trying to say Spivey might be, I don't know, just holding back in inconsistency. Okay. So I guess he's starting to decline a little bit. But Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Chris Candido have great chemistry, so that's a fun little match here. As Kikuchi getting the win in 12:52. Then Doc losing to Dan Crawford to a Cobra Clutch in 25:17. So Dr. Death was off his game, so it made it a little closer of a matchup. Got the crowd hotter, though. Then at 89 for Tosha Kawada and Kira Taue, as Kawada with the Kawada driver over Kira Taue in 27:44. And for the first time in this series, it's Armasawa and Kenta Kobashi having a matchup as Sawa getting the win in 29:06. As he had Sawa with a 90:83 for Kobashi. Great little co-main and main, of course. And yeah, it was a really good show. Kawada and Taue probably should have been the main there. So Sawa keeps on getting outperformed. Damn, that's tough. But that's a great card, obviously. Great main and co-main. As now, after night 12, we'll take a look at the standings at the Champion Carnival, see where we're at. Yeah, on to night 12. Alrighty, night 12. As Gary Albright, Roddy Piper, Jumbo Suda, Johnny Ace, and then Stan Hansen, Doug Furness. Probably the Jumbo Johnny Ace match is probably going to have to be the main, unfortunately, as Giant Warrior, again, getting brought to Russell's courts. He was accused of being an hour late to pick up his assigned travel partner. The judge, Stan Hansen, found him guilty and sentenced to pay for his travel partner's meals for the next 3 shows. Alright. So, yeah, we'll kind of try to get out of Chubu if we can. Yeah, we're just going to get hit with regions that are going to just be overrun with people. So yeah, we haven't ran Kanto since night 6. Might not be a bad idea as far as that goes. We're on Corkin. Not the greatest Corkin all card, but we'll have to make do. It's Jumbo, Johnny Ace. Jumbo's gonna get the win. And Albright and Piper. Gary Albright gonna beat Roddy Piper there. And Hansen over Doug Furness. Stan Hansen gonna be beating Doug Furness in 29 minutes. Probably gonna bump that match down, to be honest, now that we know that's not gonna be like a main. I'm down to 21. As we're gonna have Kunaki Kobayashi to prepare for his junior matchup. He's gonna beat some junior guys. The first one's gonna be Richard Slinger, which yeah, let's say we haven't done this before. Is Kobayashi gonna get the win there in 10 minutes? I would like to see the headhunters against Harlem Heat, just to see how that match would go. As it looks like they're not here. Oh, they must have, must be choosing the... Oh, no, they are. I'm just blind as a bat. Oh, they are there. They're the headhunters. Blind as a bat. As for... And then Harlem Heat. Yeah, I mean, I think this should go pretty well, because at least Booker's got the most pop in Kanto. Which sucks, this is probably going to hurt his pop there with this loss, but we'll give it to B this time. So we need a couple of more matches in between there to really make this card pop a little bit more. So Malenko brothers with Dory. Now that he's back, we kind of let him take some time off since Terry's not going to be here. And they could take on the team of, I'm about to put Masawa over there, but the Inoues with Giant Baba. Have Baba be on the card. As Joe can beat Masawa Inoue. That's fine, Joe. We'll make it work. As for the Steal the Show match, we'll need, as far as... I think I want to have Terry and Taz team. So we'll think about that. We'll have Billy Robinson lose to Candido again. That could be a nice little matchup. Candido getting the win. Won't let it be all out, but yeah, we'll give Candido the win. Yeah, and just, Taz and Terry, we'll see what they can do as far as, we'll throw them the team of Teranishi and Akuma. It's not gonna be great, but it just gets this on the card, but we'll have Taz get another win. And we'll put that there. putting a lot of faith in Kyoki Kobayashi and Richard Slinger. But oh yeah, we just need to change the time. And we should be good to go. We could probably make it be only a 2-hour show. Yeah, we're good on that. All we need is steal the show match. So, I guess we can have it be the opener. Yeah, because Robinson's got enough pop, I think, to make that work. Alright. The 51 here for the openers. Chris Candido beating Billy Robinson with the blonde bombshell in 9:58. The 51 again for Samantha Nishi and Toshio Kuma against Terry Gordy and Taz. It's Taz with the Kata Ashame in 8:25. 59 for the Headhunters against Harlem Heat. Headhunters getting the win with the diving leg drop in 9:33. It's 55 for Kyoki Kobayashi and Richard Slinger. Kyoki Kobayashi getting the win over Richard Slinger in 10:22. 63 for Giant Baba and the Inoues against the Funks, or against Dory Funk Jr. and the Malenko brothers. Joe tapping out Masai Inoue at the Texas Cloverleaf. Yeah, Giant Baba almost got outperformed by Masai Inoue. It's Joe Malenko doing pretty well, but obviously, Dory Funk Jr. and Dean Malenko have been killing it still. 74 for Stan Hansen and Doug Furness, as Stan Hansen getting them with a lariat in 20:51. 68 for Gary Albright and Roddy Piper, as Gary with the belly-to-belly suplex. Not the best of matches there. And then 76 for Jumbo Tsuruta and Johnny Ace. They don't click, but it still works out a little bit. So at least that got saved. That would have been bad if that would have sucked, but yeah, nice. Stan and Doug probably should have been the co-main still, even with Stan's injury. They still put on a pretty good match. As for the standings, after 12 nights of Champion Carnival action, it looks like this, as Dan Crawford at the bottom of the standings with 3, his only win being against Doc, and then he had the draw with his partner, Johnny Ace and Roddy Piper with 4. It's 5 for Kira Taue, Doug Furness, Kenta Kobashi, as then with 6, Gary Albright, lone guy with 6. Then we have to jump all the way up to 9, as Jumbo Tsuruta and Dr. Death Steve Williams with 9. And at 10, Toshio Kawada. And at second place with 11, our Triple Crown champion, Mitsuo Amasawa, who's only lost to Stan Hansen, but they have the draw with Kawada, so that might play a bit of a factor in Stan Hansen leading the pack with 13, has not been pinned or submitted yet. He's got 4 matches left, as far as with Gary Albright, Jumbo Tsuruta, Roddy Piper, and Toshio Kawada. So that's a tough final 4 left, and we'll see how the tournament plays out, as we'll be checking back at those standings again after night 16. As on to night 13. As night 13 of the Champion Carnival, got a backstage incident. Billy Black, it's going to be another wrestler's court, as he accused of failing to pick up his share of the tab at the bar, as the judge stands and found him guilty and sentenced to 5 drinks after the show. Alright, so, we got a pretty big night here, as far as Gary Albright, Masawa, Taue, and Kobashi, and Roddy Piper and Stan Hansen. Yeah, this is another night that's probably not going to be... We'll probably go with Wakayama Prefectural Gymnasium. We'll have this be in Osaka. But Gary Albright and Masawa's got to be the main. It's got to be. And Gary Albright with a huge win over the Triple Crown champ, beating Mitsuo Amasawa. Huge. Absolutely huge win for him. So keep Masawa strong. Hell of a win now. And Taue and Kobashi. Taue will be beating Kenta Kobashi. That's a huge win for Akira Taue. Beating Kenta Kobashi there. Then Roddy Piper, Stan Hansen. As Piper going to beat Stan Hansen. Stan losing for the first time in this tournament to Roddy Piper, as he is pissed. Kind of makes sense. That makes sense. I want to bump this down actually on time. Bump this to around 22. And yeah, but then we'll have our Kaneki Kobayashi Jr. matchup as he can be beating Candido. Feel like that's for the best. Give it 16. Kobayashi getting the win. And so let's go 6-man with Billy Black, Joel Eaton, and Richard Slinger. And then we'll use all the Fantastics. Jackie, Bobby, and Tommy Rogers. I'm trying to think if we should have this be Steal the Show or not. Well, right now we'll just keep it at 16, as we'll have Joel Eaton getting the win over Tommy Rogers. So next matchup, we have the Malenko brothers. As far as see here, it's tough. It's tough as far as I was thinking having the Headhunters beat them in a non-title match to lead to a title match. I think that'd be kind of maybe a bit weird to do. Because, like, we'd still have, like, 7 more nights to build. And we kind of would need to do that match pretty quickly. We might just do, as far as have Mitsuya Momoto and Mighty Inoue. Maybe. And, because I was thinking just at least having a title match or something happening on this card. Maybe bump it up a little bit. I think it's, when I think about it, I think it's going to be fine. But we'll do a 6-man. Another one, as we'll have the British Bruisers with Norman, against the team of, think of the Kano brothers. And they can team up with Satoru Asako. I like this. This could be the Steal the Show match, as we'll have Johnny Smith get the win. So the Takano brothers, they started off so strong, and it's just like, they just keep on getting outperformed by people, so it's just like, well, we kind of have to have them lose. But as far as kind of what else we could, Headhunters, I think we will at least have them beat a team. Maybe the Mitsuya Momoto Mighty Inoue team. I'll have Headhunter A beat whichever one. Whichever it's going to be Mitsuya Momoto Mighty Inoue. Either way works for me. As for, I think we'll have Haruka Aijin and Rasha Kimura against Jun Akiyama and Takeo Omori. As the opener, and Rusher, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think Haruka Aijin could use the win a little bit more. There we go. So this will have to be a 2:30 show, by the looks of it. Alright. Let's run it. So 42 is Haruka Aijin tapping out Takeo Omori. in 936. Jack Abel with 45, 43 for Rugaijin, 39 rather for Takeo Mori, and a 35 for Rusher Kimura's off his game. Kind of a not so great way to start off the show. 55 for Kunaki Kobayashi and Chris Candido. Actually did pretty well, as Candido almost outperformed Kunaki Kobayashi. It's a 60 for the Headhunters against Mitsuya Yamamoto and Mighty Inoue. Headhunter A with the diving leg drop. 57 for this six-man of Richard Slinger, Joel Deaton, and Billy Black. Taking on the Fantastics of Joel Deaton pinning Tommy Rogers the Bulldog. In 15:35 is Bobby Fulton, best guy in the match. Followed by the Fantastics of Tommy Rogers and Jackie Fulton. And then 52 for Richard Slinger, 51 for Billy Black, and 50 for Joel Deaton. 56 for the six-man of Norman Smiley with the British Bruisers against the Kano brothers and Satoru Asako. Yeah, they didn't have a prayer. Norman Smiley almost in the 60s. 62 for Stan Hansen and Roddy Piper. Stan Hansen losing to Roddy Piper with the sleeper in 22-27. 77 for Akira Tawa and Kenta Kobashi. Is Kobashi losing to the Dynamic Bomb in 27-35. Got the crowd interested again in this matchup, though. That's great. But, yeah, I mean, Tawa getting outperformed, but coming off in a big way to beat Kenta Kobashi. It's awesome there. And Gary Albright, slowed down a little bit by the injury, beats Mitsuya Masao in 29 minutes, Dragon Suplex hold. Great win, pretty good match, as that's going to be a 74. Not bad at all. As, yeah, on to night 14, as we are getting closer and closer to the end. We just got 6 more tour shows left. Alright, night 14, as backstage incident, Roddy Piper and Jumbo Tsuruta, as Piper was brought for Wrestler's Court. Jumbo's now the head judge of Wrestler's Court. That's nice. He's accused of not paying attention during a locker room meeting. So the judge, Jumbo Tsuruta, found him guilty and sentenced by crate of beer for the locker room. Alright, as yeah, we just ran Kanto, so we'll be looking for somewhere else if we can. Yeah, we haven't ran here since as far as since night 5. We'll sell out, or we can go a little bit above. Yeah, we'll probably go with the Sendai Sun Plaza. I think that's probably for the best. So Doug Furnace, Johnny Ace, Jumbo Tsuruta, Dan Crawford, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Dosha Kawada. That's a very good match there. As yeah, we'll probably have that be the main. As Doc's going to be Kawada. That's a huge win for Dr. Death and Jumbo Tsuruta and Dan Crawford. It's Jumbo beating Dan Crawford there in 26 minutes. And Doug Furnace for Johnny Ace. Doug Furnace going to beat Johnny Ace. Yeah, Johnny just keeps on racking up some losses. As I'd like to see maybe Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro get a win this time over a team. As far as who they should beat, that is a good question. So I think it's probably Firecat and Candido. So Chris Candido almost has more pops than Firecat now. So we'll keep it. We'll probably have this be Steal the Show actually, but we'll have Dragon get the win. Because I think we just only had this at the last tour, yeah. Which is now it's been a couple of months, so I'm fine with that. Fine with that. The Malenko brothers, as far as a team for them, I think we're going to have the Kano brothers. So we'll have Malenko brothers versus the Kano brothers. And we'll have Shunji beat Joe in a non-title match for then at night 15 they can defend their belts. Yeah, this will be a nice little All-Asia title matchup, I think. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. So actually bump that up there. Let's Kunaki Kobayashi continuing his little junior run. Will, thinking him and Dynamite, that'd be fun. Even though it's not really technically a junior match. It's Kunaki Kobayashi getting the win, though, over Dynamite Kid. I'm sure Dynamite's gonna love that. Yep. We'll just get away from that. He's not really a junior anyways. Yeah, but let's go with Jackie Fulton, and that way we can do Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton against Joel Dean and Billy Black. I like that a little bit more. Anyways, having a lot of matches go all out, which is a little nervous, making me a little nervous. But I think we'll still be able to make it work. It's Joel Dean and Billy Black against the Fantastics, as we'll give the win to the Fantastics. So Tommy Rogers can get the win. There we go. So just need one more match. As for the opener, I think it's a Headhunters squash over Drew Nakayama and Takeo Omori. I think that's what we have on tap for this one. Doesn't matter which Headhunter gets the win, just as long as Takeo Omori takes the fall. Oh, well, as well just stop. There we go. Headhunter B getting a free win. 155, so we'll bump this to 230 again. Alright, 914. Let's run it. 55. As the Headhunters beating Drew Nakayama and Takeo Omori. The diving leg drop for Headhunter B getting the win at 936. 54 for Kunaki Kobayashi and Jackie Fulton. 64 for Joel Dean and Billy Black against Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton. It's a pretty good match, though. Bobby Fulton, best guy in the match. And Tommy Rogers, not far behind him. 67 for Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro against Firecat and Chris Candido. It's a pretty good match now. It's Ultimo Dragon with the Dragon Sleeper win over Chris Candido in 13-21. Another 67. Shunji Nakano pinning Joe Malenko in 13-27. Yeah, Dean carrying this match for sure, but it's only a 1 point advantage for Shunji Nakano over Joe Malenko. But that, it should be a pretty good little title matchup. 73 for Doug Furnace and Johnny Ace. Doug Furnace, the Frankensteiner in 2209. And 88 for Jumbo Tsuruta and Dan Crawford. Jesus. Probably should have been the main. As Jumbo getting the one with the backdrop suplex in 25-46. As a 82. Surprised that did not do a little bit better. As Dr. Death beating Tosha Kawada in 27-30 with the backdrop drivers. Dr. Death wasn't in the 80s, so I figured for sure he'd be up there, but Kawada's an 82. In another night in the books as an 81, but yeah, that Jumbo Dan Crawford matchup, bit of a banger. It's now on to night 15. 5 more days. Can't wait as far as to see how this is going to play out. It's looking like, Masao and Stan Hansen so far, but a lot of people hot on their tails, wanting to get that second spot or even the first spot, and now Stan Hansen's lost a couple of times so far. It's now really starting to, the plot is starting to thicken a little bit. Night 15 of the Champion Carnival Tour. Kirito, Dan Crawford, Doug Furnace, Tosha Kawada, Gary Albright, Stan Hansen. Oh boy. What a match that will be. So unfortunately, both guys are hurt, but they'll be able to chug along through. I'm very, very shocked that no one has gotten seriously hurt this tour. It's been pretty jam-packed with shows. We ran 15 shows just in the past 3 weeks. That's a lot. A lot on the body for sure. So we'll probably run Kyushu, I guess. That's probably our best bet. We're kind of running out of options though on venues. So Albright and Stan Hansen will have it be the main as Gary Albright beating Stan Hansen. What a win. We'll try to keep Stan strong. There we go. It's Doug Furnace, Tosha Kawada. Doug Furnace beating Tosha Kawada. That's a huge win for him. And then Taue over Dan Crawford. And our next one is, at least Taue getting a big win there. Maybe not big. Big might be a bit of a stretch, but it gets a win nonetheless. Then we'll have the All Asia tag title matchup of the Takanos against the Malenko brothers. It's the Malenkos looking to make their first defense. As Dean's going to be beating George Takano. There we go. We'll give Kaneki Kobayashi a break. But we will have another Ultimo Dragon Super Astro matchup. We should probably make them an actual team. Probably be a smart idea. See who we can use besides. Yeah, I mean, Norman and Billy Robinson's always a good shout. Ultimo Dragon can beat Billy Robinson and help him out a little bit, or even Super Astro. Yeah, we'll have Super Astro get the win. So yeah, we did this. Oh, no, we haven't done this before. Alright, yeah, Super Astro over Billy Robinson. Six-man at the Inoue's in Mitsuya Mamoto against the team of, I would do Abdul the Butcher, Giant Kimala, and Giant Warrior. So we'll have Mighty Inoue beat Abdul the Butcher. Happy doing the job on the way out. Whether he wants to or not, it's going to happen. We might be able to make it 2 hours. We'll try. Because we're already at 122. Let's just say if we have 10-minute matches, we'll be at 142. So that'd be pretty good timing. If we're able to do it. Let's have Dory Funk Jr. in a match. Let's see. Yeah, do him and Jun Akiyama. Haven't done that before. Of course, Dory getting the win. Oh, Dory Funk Jr. is the road agent. The next matchup is, we'll go with the tag. Let's go Harlem Heat. And, yeah, British Bruisers. Why not? Because, let's say we did this back in January. It's been a while. Yeah, we'll have Dynamite get the win, I guess. No big thing. So we need a steal the show match. We'll have it be that, I guess. Let's see here. As for, I think the venue, yeah, we kind of stuck where we're at. There's really nothing more we can really do. Yeah, let's run the show. It's 56 for the opener. It's Johnny Smith, Dynamite Kid beating Harlem Heat. It's Dynamite Kid pinning Booker T after the diving headbutt. 60 for Dory Funk Jr. and Jun Akiyama. Texas Cloverleaf for Dory Funk Jr. Jun Akiyama almost at the 50 mark. He's getting there. It's a 45, though. My God. It's Mighty Inoue pinning Abdullah Butcher with Steamroller. Yeah, definitely should have had this be a little lower on the card, because this fucking sucked. Jackie Mala was the best guy in the match. That's embarrassing, as Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. Pretty good match, though, with Norman Smiley and Billy Robinson. As Super Astro getting the win. The Astro Scissors over Billy Robinson in 9:44. 68 for the All Asia Tag Title matchup. The Malenko brothers beating the Takano brothers. So Dean Malenko tabbing out George Takano. Texas Cloverleaf. Yeah, I mean, Shinji Takano getting outperforming Joe, but, George is a little far behind because of the injury. And Dean way ahead of everybody else. Kiritawa getting the win with a dynamic bomb in 1941 over Dan Crawford. 79 for Doug Furness, Tosha Kawada. It's Doug Furness with the Frankensteiner over Tosha Kawada in 27:01. 65 for our main event, unfortunately, is Gary Albright and Stan Hansen just can't really get it together. Had a feeling that might happen, but went with it anyways. Should have had Furness and Kawada main. Luckily, doesn't affect the show too much. There, then after night 16, we'll take a look at the standings. And we'll be just down to our final 4 of our tour shows. We're coming down to the wire in a big way. Looking for some big-time matches, though, for this Champion Carnival. Hopefully, at the main show. Hopefully, as I think we'll now kind of lead into the Headhunters, Malenko Brothers matchup for the final show. Probably do, again, Ultimo Dragon and Kuraki Kobayashi for the junior title, and just kind of see where everything's at. Alright, night 16, it's Kenta Kobashi, Johnny Ace, Mitsuharu Misawa, and Dr. Death, Steve Williams. That should be a banger. The Roddy Piper and Jumbo Tsuruta. As we will run this show. As far as we might have to run the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Yeah, or actually probably the Nakajima Sports Center. Where we'll be running this in Sapporo. So yeah, Misawa and Doc. And Mitsuharu Misawa are going to beat Dr. Death Steve Williams. So at first I had Doc beating Misawa, but I was just like, let's kind of wait for that. Maybe give it another year before we have Doc beat Misawa, but still a pretty good matchup though, and I think that's going to be a very good main event. Co-main though, we'll have it be Jumbo and Piper, as Roddy Piper is going to beat Jumbo Tsuruta in a huge upset. That's going to be huge, Jumbo's going to be pissed about that one. And then Kobashi and Johnny Ace. Kenta Kobashi are going to beat Johnny Ace. That should be a pretty good match too, nonetheless. So I think as far as the Headhunters, we'll have them beat Billy Black and Joel Deaton. As we'll see what we have as far as probably 10 minutes. We'll give it to Headhunter A. Let's see what we have as far as maybe something with Taz in the singles. Trying to think who would be someone he could beat in it. Yeah, I mean, probably Giant Warrior again. We'll just run it back. Might give him Abby this time, actually. His pop is a little better. Yeah, because we had Abby beat him back in January, but, well, give him the old switcheroo now. Yeah, that match is going to suck, though. Well, not to be great. Not great at all. Let's see here. As I would like to maybe see Harlem Heat with Candido, just to kind of see what they could do against a, let's see, what team? I think we're going to go with the Inoues and Mitsuya Momoto. And so we'll give Mighty Inoue the win over Stevie Ray. Poor Harlem Heat. Yeah, now he just kind of jobbing him out a little bit. They're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot. Because we've been giving them a lot of wins since they debuted, and they just still have not really been improving all that much. And at some point, they gotta, get better. As we'll have Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton against the Kano brothers. As Shunji Nakano will be losing to Tommy Rogers. That's a pretty good matchup there. And one final match here. Thinking a tag. As far as maybe British Bruisers, Dynamite and Johnny Smith. Let's see here. Yeah, Super Astro and Ultimo Dragon. This could be a really good match. Maybe go with Fuchi and Ogawa instead. And we'll have... This is a tough one to call, but I think we're going to have Fuchi get the win over Dynamite Kid. Because I'd like to maybe potentially see this at the final show, depending on how this does. We might keep Dynamite Kid strong just because it's a tour show. Alright. Yeah, damn scumbag. There we go. Just under the 2-hour mark. Perfect. Oh, wrong screen. There we go. Alright, let's run the show. See, Taz beating Abdullah Butcher. Not a great way to start off the show. As he gets in with the Katajime, though, in 10-19. 50 for Chris Candido with Harlem Heat against Sadanoe, Mighty Inoue, Mitsuya Mamoto. It's Mighty Inoue getting the win with the Steamroller. 62 for the Headhunters against Joel Dean and Billy Black. That was a pretty good match there. Headhunter A getting the win over Billy Black with a diving leg drop. 59 for the Kano brothers against Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. Tommy Rogers, the Tommy Knocker, over Shunji Takano. 63 for Okawa and Masufuchi against the British Bruisers. So yeah, they do outperform them. Does the Masufuchi Yoshinaragawa team. It's a pretty good match, though, as Fuchi getting the one with the SDF. 67 for Kenta Kobashi and Johnny Ace. They don't click. That's tough. Kobashi wins with the Orange Crush. A 69 for Jumbo Tsuruta and Roddy Piper. Piper with a huge upset with a 53. Not a great job there by Piper, as stamina. Jumbo's starting to decline physically, though, already. That is tough. As Mitsu Amasawa beating Dr. Death Steve Williams with the Implosion in 28, 53, and 84. That's a very good main event. What a save of a card that was. I mean, that was not looking to be a very successful show. Sawa just pulling it out at the end. Good stuff. As for our standings, after 16 nights of Champion Carnival action, Dan Crawford, 3 points, still at the bottom. His only win still against Dr. Death, as he's got Kenta Kobashi and Tosha Kawada left. Looking like a failure of a Champion Carnival tour for Dan Crawford so far. Johnny Ace with 4 points, as he's beaten Toway and Crawford. As that's, not the greatest of Champion Carnivals for Johnny Ace. He's still got Gary Albright and Dr. Death Steve Williams. It's a bit of a murderous final 2 there against the Miracle Vines Alliance. As Kenta Kobashi with 7. It's wild that he is at the bottom 3. Kind of shows you how stacked this tournament is. As that is tough. As he's beaten Gary Albright. He's beaten Johnny Ace. And he's beaten Jumbo Tsuruta, too. He also has a draw with Kawada. It's Roddy Piper with 8 points, with the huge one over Jumbo Tsuruta, jumping him up to 8. And then 9 points for Toway and Doug Furness. They're just 1 point shy of the double-digit mark. Tosha Kawada with 10, as he's still got Dan Crawford and Stan Hansen left. And then we have a 3-way tie for third. Also Gary Albright with 10. Almost skipped him, as him and Kawada have 10. As the 3-way tie for second, rather, as it is Jumbo Tsuruta, Stan Hansen, and Dr. Death Steve Williams with 11 apiece. As Mitsu Amasawa, the Triple Crown champion, has taken the lead after that win over Dr. Death Steve Williams. As, that is huge, as he still has Jumbo left, and he's got Akira Toway left. So this is going to be a pretty jam-packed final 4 shows. So we got a lot of big-time matches still left. Masao and Jumbo is huge. Stan Hansen and Jumbo's huge. Now that Stan's not hurt anymore, Stan Hansen and Kawada's huge. This is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, this is great to see now that Stan Hansen's not hurt anymore. Yeah, and Dynamite's a little upset. We'll try to mull that over with $10,000 before we start night 17. I was annoyed. See if 1,000 does anything now. Okay, well, just wasted $1,000. 5,000 should do it. Yeah, there we go. So I think we're we're just at where we're at as far as performance-wise before we have ran really the big show in April. So that's a good sign for us. As Masawa Taue, Johnny Ace, and Dr. Death, and Kawada, and Crawford. So yeah, we'll have Masawa Taue main. Probably Johnny Ace and Doc co-main, and Kawada and Crawford can go in somewhere over there. Guess it's going to be the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Yeah, Masawa and Taue. Is Masawa going to beat Taue? Then Johnny Ace and Doc. What an upset. Johnny Ace over Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Yeah, Doc's going to be a little upset by that. That makes sense. Doc's going to be kept strong. Then Kawada and Crawford. Social Kawada going to beat Dan Crawford. As yeah, that's our top matches at the Champion Carnival. As far as I think we're going to do Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton against the Headhunters. $12 minutes as Headhunter A will be getting the win again. There's a kind of, this will be their last kind of build-up matchup before they face the Malenko brothers. As we'll probably do like 6-mans after that. 6-mans, 8-mans, stuff like that. As for Kaneki Kobayashi, as I would like to see him, we're going to have him team with Ogawa and Fuchi, actually, as part of the 6-man. As they will be taking on the Super Astro Ultimo Dragon Firecat team. Yeah, this is all over the place, but we'll have it steal the show, and we'll have Kaneki Kobayashi beat Firecat. We might have Kaneki Kobayashi face Super Astro in the singles. It's a possibility for sure. Yeah, we haven't really used Osaka a whole lot here recently, so we can do something with him. As far as that goes, yeah, Mighty Inoue is still a little cool. So we'll have him get the win over Hideki Osaka. So we did we haven't done this singles match-wise. Mighty Inoue with the win. Yeah, we should be at the 2-hour mark for sure, this show. As we're going to have Booker T beat Jun Izumaida, just to kind of get him a win. Even though this is going to suck as a match. Yeah, maybe not. Because that match is going to be really, really bad. We'll have Kabuki, though, as far as, yeah, let's do Kabuki and Taz. Kabuki can get the win. And then we'll have Terry Gordy and Jun Izumaida. So Terry can get a win in a dominating fashion. Alright. 7 minutes shy. Perfect. Night 17. Let's run the show. It's a 51 for the Great Kabuki and Taz. This is Great Kabuki with a thrust kick in 10:01. 47 for Terry Gordy and Jun Izumaida. Actually cooled the crowd having the squash. It's a 46 for Deki Ozaka and Mighty Inoue. This also cools the crowd. Mighty Inoue with the steamroller. 10:25. We get it back up here with at least the Headhunters and Fantastics matchup as Headhunter A with the diving leg drop. 12:27. Good little match there. 63 for the sixth man as Kuraki Kobayashi was the worst guy in the match. He was really off his game. But he beats Firecat in 11:41. The Ultimate Dragon doing really well. Ogawa, 65. 61 for Super Astro. 82 for Tosha Kawada and Dan Crawford. Quad driver for Tosha Kawada in 22:03. Got the crowd hotter. Then Doc and Johnny Ace. Johnny Ace with the huge upset, the Ace Crusher. And 23:41. And what a matchup here between Mitsuharu Misawa and Akira Tao's on 90. Their main event, Night 17. Getting the one with the Emerald Flosion and 87 show. We'll gladly take that for a Toro show. That's crazy. We'll take a look at the standings after Night 18. So after this show, we'll see what the standings are looking like going into the final 2 nights of the tournament. Alright, Night 18. As we did add the Kaneki Kobayashi Super Astro matchup, but the 3 Chamber Carnival matches, Gary Albright, Doug Furness, Kenta Kobashi, and Roddy Piper, and then Stan Hansen and Jumbo Tsuruta, which will definitely be the main event now, which should be an absolute banger. We're going to want to hold off on Kanto as much as we can here, as we'll probably run the Dream Miyaga as Stan Hansen, Jumbo Tsuruta, that's definitely the main event. It's going to be incredible. Stan is going to beat Jumbo Tsuruta. That's a huge win for Stan Hansen. That's definitely going to keep him in the top 2 race with that win. And Gary Albright, Doug Furness will probably be the next one, as Gary Albright will be beating Doug Furness, so they'll be jumping him up to 12 points. That's a great Champion Carnival for Gary Albright. And then Kenta Kobashi will be beating Roddy Piper. And then we'll have Kunaki Kobayashi Super Astro as a steal the show matchup, with Kobayashi getting the win. So I just wanted to see, as far as we did like the singles match of Terry Gordy and Jun Izumaida and the Great Kabuki and Taz. I think we're going to do the tag now of that. Just for that, I think that would make sense. Terry Gordy and Taz against Kabuki, who's cooled, against Jun Izumaida. We'll just have Taz get the win over Jun Izumaida. There we go. I think it's singles. Kind of want to see Vampiro and Candido. Even though it's not going to be enough pop for this to work, I do want to see Candido get the win. But that will probably kick off the show. And then a tag. As far as, it's tough because we're kind of out of now using Abby and Giant Warrior to kind of help elevate people. Kind of out of that funk. We don't really need it anymore. But Ogawa and Fuchi, I really like this team, and I want them to start doing well as far as in the future. I think we're going to have a couple of singles matches between the Fantastics. So we'll have Fuchi over Jackie Fulton. Jackie will get the win here. Or Fuchi, rather, will get the win over Jackie here. Because I think we're going to do those guys, and Fuchi and Ogawa against Jackie and Bobby Fulton on the main show. A lot of singles matches to kind of end out this card, and then obviously that will lead to Ogawa losing to Bobby Fulton. So it's a tough break for Ogawa. A tough break there. Yep, and we're good again on the time limit. So yeah, that match is probably going to be a little better to make this 2 hours. Let's run the show. Candido over Vampiro. Wow, Vampiro actually did really, really well there. Thanks to Candido being off his game. He should have got the win. As Chris with a diving headbutt. Yeah, just shouldn't have done it. Should not have done that. As a 56 though for the Great Kabuki in Jun Izumaida against Taz in Terry Gordy. Taz with the Kata Hachime over Jun Izumaida. 9:32 as a 67 between Masato Fuchi and Jackie Fulton. They have great chemistry. As Fuchi with the backdrop suplex over Jackie Fulton in 11:42. It's a 57 for Bobby Fulton and Ogawa. It's Bobby Fulton with a fantastic flip over Yoshinori Ogawa in 12 minutes. It's a 58 for Kuyaki Kobayashi in Super Astro. It's Kuyaki Kobayashi getting the win in 12:42. 68 for Kobashi and Piper. It's Kenta Kobashi with the Brainbuster in 24:20. 68 again for Gary Albright and Doug Furnace. Gary Albright with the belly-to-belly suplex. Just his injury just really fucked him over, I think, in this tour. But, wow, Stan Hansen Jumbo don't click. That sucks. But Stan Hansen, at least it's an 80. And he does pretty well in this matchup as he gets the win with the Lariat in 28:03. Some good stuff there. It's a 78 for the show. It got saved by that main, even though they don't click. At least Stan Hansen's good enough to carry it. As for the standings, after 18 nights of action, we now have a tie for first in Mitsuha Masao and Stan Hansen. And really, realistically speaking, that's going to be our finals. As it's weird to have the finals kind of already be decided already, with 2 nights left. But that's just kind of the way it is. Just with Masawa and Jumbo still left, though. If Jumbo would have maybe gotten a win or two there, that he would have maybe been able to get a push. Same thing with Doc. If he doesn't lose to Johnny Ace and Crawford, he probably makes a good push for the finals. Gary Albright as well, he lost to. I mean, he didn't really lose. He lost to basically all of the 4 pillars but Masawa, and then he lost to Jumbo as well. So he kind of lost to the tougher guys of the lineup. But Dan Crawford is trying to finish with 5 points. He's got Kobashi left. Taue and Furnace still trying to finish with over 10 points. Johnny Ace is looking like he's got a tough matchup with Gary Albright, so he might stay with 6. As Kobashi, as far as he's also trying to get to double digits, as he's got Doug Furnace left. Piper has got Doug Furnace left as well. So we'll be knowing Doug Furnace has got matches on nights 19 and 20. But yeah, I mean, our finals is set in Mitsuha Masao and Stan Hansen, which should do a lot better than the actual match they had, thanks to now Stan Hansen not being injured. So that's going to be exciting. So yeah, on to night 19. Alright, so night 19. Kira Taue, Dr. Death, Jumbo Tsuruta, Mitsuha Masawa, and Roddy Piper and Doug Furnace. Can Jumbo Tsuruta play the spoiler role in ending out at least getting a big win over Masawa, even though Masawa's still going to make it to the finals? Can he still at least make it a little bit more impactful of a win? We shall see. And a more emphatic note to his Champion Carnival. But yeah, I mean, Taue's Doc is probably going to be the co-main, and Jumbo Masawa, of course, would be the main, as Jumbo will, in fact, be beating Mitsuha Masawa, getting his win back after losing to him at the New Year Giant Series. So that's a huge win for that man. As yeah, because they did 97. They got and then of course the tag match at the Excite Series got a 99. So a lot to live up to. Obviously, it's not going to be that good because it's just going to be a it's a tour show, so not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but it still should be a pretty good match. There's Taue and Doc. Taue's going to beat Doc. That's a huge win for Taue because that will get him into the double-digit category. And then Piper and Furnace, which Piper is going to beat Doug Furnace. That's a tough one for Doug Furnace. Yeah, he definitely should have won that. That's tough. Definitely should have changed that. That is tough. But yeah, as far as where we go from here, was the, kind of the rest of the card. Maybe have, as far as, I was thinking maybe like an 8-man. Have the Headhunters with Masanobu Fuchi and Yoshinari Agawa against the Fantastics, as with Jackie and Bobby, and the Malenko brothers. So that's going to be the big program at our main show. Well, yeah, 16's fine. As well, have Headhunter B beat Joe Malenko. There we go. As for kind of rest of the card, we do have, as far as the card here, we just need one more match. So we got Stan and Masao for the Champion Carnival Finals, obviously. Then we're going to have a tag match of Jumbo and Taue against the Miracle Violence Alliance of Gary Albright and Dr. Death. Then we got the Headhunters, Malenko Brothers, of course, for the All Asia Tag titles, Kanki Kobayashi Ultimate Dragon, Fuchi and Ogawa against the Fantastics of Jackie and Bobby Fulton. And we're going to have Terry Gordy and Dan Spivey. It's like a singles match. And I was thinking this could either open up the show or be the second match on the card. So, as far as that last match, really trying to, I was thinking maybe Kabuki. Yeah, probably do Kabuki, Vampiro, and Jun Izumaida against the Inoues and Mitsuya Yamamoto. Yeah, I think that would be, yeah, that's probably going to be it. So, yeah, and then now we got that all figured out. But we'll have Vampiro, as far as, because his pops kind of went down a little bit. We've kind of been jobbing him out, maybe a little too much. Oh, no, it's kind of been the same, but he's going to get a big win, though, as he'll be beating Mitsuya Yamamoto. It's a huge get for Vampiro. And we might actually give it to Kabuki to make that a little bit more, yeah. Kabuki getting the win. Yeah, we'll have it steal the show. So we need a steal the show match. Bump that down to 10. Yeah, then we'll just have Vamp beat Masato Inoue, even though that match will suck because of Pop, but at least gets him a win. Have him going in the right direction. And of course, you know, the last of that kind of equation, Jun Izumaida and Mighty Inoue with another win. So as far as our last matchup, we'll have, as far as, we should exclude. Yeah, we'll have the Kano brothers. Abdullah the Butcher's, this is his last night, so we can have this match again. This was night 1 of Champion Carnival, crazy to think. As we'll have Shunji Takano beat Abby. We hardly knew you, as Abdullah the Butcher. Not needed at all, not necessary at all. Unfortunately, we are a little over the time, so we'll have to bump that to now a 2:30 instead of a 2-hour show. Night 19 in the books. As, yeah, Vampiro, 46, 39 for Masato Inoue. Vampiro nail in the coffin at 9:49. 51 for the Kano brothers against Giant Kimal and Abdul the Butcher. So yeah, 55's there. Not bad for the Kano brothers now that George is now healed up. 41 for Mighty Inoue and Jun Izumaida. This should have been before that match. 39, this keeps on getting worse and worse. They don't click. It's great. Kabuki getting the win with the thrust kick that went 10-30. 62 for the 8-man. It's Masapuchi and Ogawa. And the Headhunters beating the Malenko brothers and the Fantastics as Headhunter B with the diving leg drop over Joe Malenko. So yeah, the Headhunters. Good job there. 65 for Piper and Doug Furness. Piper with the sleeper in 21:57. 67 for Taue and Dr. Death as Doc breaks his ribs. Was waiting on someone to get injured in a big way there, and that's tough. It's Taue get the win though with a dynamic bomb. It's an 80 for Jumbo Tsuruta and Mitsuha Misawa's Misawa losing to the backdrop suplex in 28:49. Great win for Jumbo. It might be his final win over Misawa now that he's starting to decline physically. I don't know if we'll give him a lot more wins over Misawa again. But that will lead to a title match again between those two men. And now we just have our final night of the tour, of all the tour tournament matches. So we're just down to our final 3 matches of the tournament. And we'll see how the tournament ends out. Doc with his broken ribs, and we'll keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. As our 3 matches: Stan Hansen, Toshiaki Kawada, Gary Albright, Johnny Ace, and Kenta Kobashi and Dan Profit. So Kawada and Stan has got to be the main. It just has to, and Kawada's going to beat Stan Hansen. That's a huge win for Kawada, and we'll keep Stan Hansen strong, unfortunately. Because I really think Kawada should have used that win outright, but just kind of the way it is. Gary Albright and Johnny Ace might be the co-main. I think we're going to have that actually be the match before the co-main, because Johnny Ace is going to beat Gary Albright in a huge upset Ace Crusher out of nowhere. Gary Albright will be kept strong. And Crawford and Kenta Kobashi will be the co-main now, as Dan Crawford with a huge upset over Kenta Kobashi does in fact get his 5th point. It's big tough. Big tough. As for the rest of the card, let's go with Harlem Heat and the British Bruisers again. Yeah, we've done this a handful of times. Yeah, we just did this in night 15. Since they're not going to be on the main card, the British Bruisers figured at least give them something on this card. Johnny Smith this time will be getting the win for Harlem Heat. Let's have Spivey and Slinger against Taz and Gordy. As we'll have Terry Gordy beat Slinger. As, we'll go with Vampiro and the Great Kabuki against Mitsuya Momoto and Mighty Inoue. So we'll give the win to Vampiro over Mighty Inoue. Mighty Inoue is digging up the joint. No sense on trying to protect him. But I will have this one steal the show. She probably shouldn't have, but that's neither here nor there. So, as I'm surprised there's not like a chemistry, or not a stamina thing. There, we'll take it. And so, Jun Akiyama, DK Amori, have them get involved in a match. Yeah, we'll do Billy Black. Or no, we can go with the Takano brothers. I think they haven't had it. Yeah, they haven't faced them off yet. So, yeah, we could do this. Shinji Nakano getting the win. Actually, give it to George. And we'll have Osaka. Actually, yeah, we'll have Satoru Osako. See if he should beat Teranishi. I don't think that would really matter. I think we'd have him beat Akuma. Alright, yeah, we just did it over the 150 mark. Alright, let's run the show. 27 for Satoru Asako and Akuma. My god, that did not go well at all, but at least Satoru Asako's almost in the 50s. 49 for the Kano brothers against Jun Akiyama and Takeo Mori. Stretch kind of with a tombstone over Takeo Mori. That's a big guy to be hitting a tombstone on. 57 for Dan Spivey and Richard Slinger against Terry Gordy and Taz. Is Terry Gordy getting the win with the powerbomb in 11:50. 50 for the Great Kabuki and Vampiro against Mighty Inoue and Mitsuya Yamamoto. Vampiro with a nail in the coffin over Mighty Inoue. Yeah, definitely the right decision there. So 53 for Harlem Heat in the British Bruisers as Johnny Smith and Dynamite Kid beating Harlem Heat team as Death Valley Bomb for Johnny Smith. That got a 53-61 for Johnny Ace and Gary Albright. As Gary Albright taking the Ace Crusher in 23-34. 74 for Dan Crawford over the upset win over Kenta Kobashi with Cobra Clutch in 24-30. It's an 81 for our main event as Stan Hansen and Tosha Kawada have great chemistry. Or pretty good chemistry, I guess, as Kawada with the Kawada Crab over Stan Hansen, 28-81. Not with the Kawada driver, but fun little match. Got the crowd interested again, and a big time win. You know, it's interesting seeing the final guys losing both night 20 and night 19 as far as for Jumbo Masawa and Kawada and Stan Hansen. Very interesting, very unique way of ending that one out. As we don't have to go through the card, so we just have to end out the show here and show the standings, as it was 15 points was the magic number of this Champion Carnival, as Masawa and Stan Hansen tying. Stan had the tiebreaker win, so he technically has the number 1 spot, and Masawa has the 2nd spot. It's crazy to think, you know, out of the 12 guys, as far as a majority, it's 8 of them, made it all the way in double-digit points, and Furnace and Kenta Kobashi were 1 point away from double digits, and Johnny Ace was 2 points away. As far as if I had to redo this again, kind of thing I would probably improve, I would probably cut half of Piper's points to give him to Crawford. So probably would have had Crawford beat Piper to at least have 7 and 8 there, and yeah, and probably give maybe a little bit more wins to Furnace as well, maybe. I know it's tough. It's tough with a lot of guys. You know, Kobashi, even though he's better than Taue, I wanted to keep kind of how the real Champion Carnival was in 1993, whereas Kobashi was the worst of the 4 of the strong pillars of violence as far as points-wise. And I think it builds to his character and as a person, as far as having him coming into this Champion Carnival with that broken jaw, recovering and still wanting to put on a great show, but just falling short a lot of times. But getting some big wins along the way, though. I mean, he beat guys like Gary Albright, guys like Jumbo Tsuruta, and yeah, it had the draw with Kawada too. And I think it's just, I think it's setting up for a very good arc for Kenta Kobashi there. As yeah, on to the final show now. We'll have to add everything to the pre-booking page, and they'll be able to run it. All right, Champion Carnival time. I can only imagine how many fucking people are gonna be here for this. We must have missed something, because I thought I added everything from the pre-booking page. So I guess not. As far as I'm just gonna keep this over here just in the meantime. Yeah, because there should be 8. Huh. Alright, well, with George Kano versus the backstage incidents, he's entertained the locker room by organizing a poker tournament. And then Stan Hansen and Taz, as Taz brought forward Russell's court, accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else, as the judge Stan Hansen found them guilty and sentenced to clean up and then buy drinks for everyone after the show. So obviously this will be on Nippon TV. Oh my god, so many fucking people. As, yeah, I mean, we're gonna run the dome. You know, it just... Just makes sense. I mean, dear God, though, this is crazy. That's so many people. As, yeah, obviously our main event, Stan Hansen, Mitsuha Misawa for the Champion Carnival. And Misawa wins it. Now, as far as Stan's going to be unhappy, we're not going to keep him strong. Afterwards, he's got the trophy, and he's asked who he's going to, be the first challenger for him, as he's lost to. You know the names as far as he's lost to. He's lost to guys like Jumbo Tsuruta. He's lost to someone like Stan Hansen. And he says that his first challenger is going to be against Kenta Kobashi. A man who he's beaten. A man who didn't even finish with double-digit points. And his reasoning is he is someone that showed so much of what All Japan's all about. This fighting spirit, this style of being hurt, being beaten up, and still going out there and proving night in, night out that you're one of the best in the world. And he's going to be the one who gets the first title shot. As being the winner of the Champion Carnival, I guess he gets to at least choose a challenger, and that's who he's picked. And in the ring, he says this, and, Kobashi's out there, and he's stunned. Kawada's out there. He is stunned, but he's also fucking pissed, because here's a guy who had the time limit draw with Misawa, his fucking tag team partner, and the guy who's his, the tag team champs with, and he's not even been chosen as well. So there's a lot of disturbed people, a lot of pissed off people, I'm assuming, about that, but in the locker room. But that is, picks Kobashi for his pick to face him first. As, yeah, that's some big things happening there. So that's going to be the main of the next tour, as far as the main show there. Then our co-main event, the tag team match, about the tag title, but the former tag champs against the Miracle Violence Alliance, and Doc beats Taue, getting that win back during the Champion Carnival when Taue beat him, and also getting a win over the former tag champs, really sets them up as the #1 contenders for the tag team titles. And then the Headhunters against the Malenko brothers for the All Asia tag team titles. As Dean's going to get the win over the Headhunters, as it's going to be set for Steel. This should be a pretty good match, though. Should be pretty good. As Sukaki Kobayashi against Ultimo Dragon. So I think we didn't add the Inoues and Mitsuya Momoto against Kabuki Vampiro and Junior Izumai, if I had to guess. But Ultimo Dragon will retain. That'll be a second defense of the junior title. That's a big win over Sukaki Kobayashi. I think I just realized, yeah, it's the Fantastics match is not there. That's what it is. So the Fantastics against Masanobu Fuchi and Yoshinari Ogawa. So, yeah, the first Fantastics is Masanobu Fuchi, Yoshinari Ogawa. So yeah, we had the 8-man of this, but obviously nothing really, and they have the singles matches. Other than that's about it. But we're gonna give the win to Ogawa. So he's gonna beat Bobby Fulton, giving the win to the Tsuruta-gun team. Then we have Terry Gordy and Dan Spivey. Terry Gordy beating Spivey there. Then Jun Akiyama and Tsuyoshi Kikuchi against Firecat and Chris Candido. Kikuchi's going to get the win. Doesn't really matter who takes the fall there. In the opener, Mitsuya Momoto, beating Jun Izumai in 10 minutes. And that is the show as far as our pre-show matches, because there's a lot of people that are on this card that definitely could be. So we'll keep it as a tag for now, because there's, as far as the Canyon Express, not on this card. We'll probably do them and the Kano brothers. Giving the win to Dan Crawford. He could use it after kind of having a piss-poor affair in the Champion Carnival. And then the singles match. As far as Piper and... yeah, Piper and Taz. Sure. Piper's gonna get the win. over Taz, unfortunately. But Piper's contract's going to be coming up relatively soon, so I'm sure we'll have Taz beat him on the way out. All right, our Champion Carnival finals is set. Let's run it. A 60, wow. It's Piper and Taz, pretty good match. Piper with the sleeper. That gets a 60. 64 as, man, Dan Crawford with a concussion. A major one, too. That does not sound good for Dan Crawford. As Shinji Takano tapping out Dan Crawford. Audible had to be called thanks to the concussion. You figured Doug Furnas would just come in and get the pin instead, but now they had to beat him as well. As the opener, so 50 is Mitsuya Moto pinning Junichi Zomaida in 10:05 to kick off the show. Decent low opener as Mitsuya Moto and Mighty Inoue and the Great Kabuki and Vampiro, as they all did about the same. Masao Inoue slightly better than Junichi Zomaida, but it's not a bad opener. 45 for Candido and Firecat against Satoshi Kikuchi and Jun Akiyama. Yeah, Kikuchi and Firecat both the 61s. Just cooled the crowd a little, though, because I guess just the injury? I didn't think this would have been this bad. It's interesting. I guess the negative chemistry really hurt that match more than anything. But Candido with the cracked ribs, that's tough. Another injury on this show. So you get an 82 for Terry Gordy and Dan Spivey. They have some great chemistry. Could have went either way, but went with Terry Gordy getting the win in 16-17 with the power bomb. Even though that he had beaten the Spivey Richard Slinger team, obviously earlier on in the tour, but it felt like Terry could use a win. 77 for the Fantastics against Masanobu Fuchi and Yoshinori Ogawa. Fuchi, the best guy in the match with 78. Ogawa beating Bobby Fulton, though, in 16 minutes. I got a 77. 81 for our junior title matchup as Ultimo Dragon just slaying Kunaki Kobayashi in 16 minutes with the Dragon Sleeper. Kunaki Kobayashi didn't really have a prayer in that one. As a 79 for the Headhunters and Malenko Brothers matchup as Yemi Joe outperformed Headhunter A, but Headhunter B, and Headhunter B too. So right team winning there. That's their second defense of the All Asia Tag Team titles. Malenko Brothers are going to be. Dean Malenko with an 86 is insane. Absolutely insane. And our co-main event's an 86. As Taue and Jumbo losing to Gary Albright and Dr. Death. As Steve Williams with the Dr. Bomb over Kira Taue. Probably could have had that just be Gary Albright getting the win there since it's 83-84. But now, Doc with his injury taking a big toll on him. This would have been way better, obviously, without the injury. But it's the way she goes. In our main event, it's a 98 as Mitsuya Misawa beating Stan Answer the Tiger Driver in 33 minutes, and he wins the 1993 Champion Carnival. So, this was, in real life, 1993 Champion Carnival Finals was Stan Answer and Misawa's a rematch from last year's Champion Carnival Finals. And, weirdly enough, they had to be Stan Hansen again, getting back-to-back wins. And I just felt like that was kind of unnecessary. I get that Stan lost to him at the end of, August of 92, so I understand wanting to get him that win back, but really not necessary, especially in this save. We could really get away with having it again, having Misawa beat him again, since technically in the mod, that match has not happened yet. So it just kind of made sense for us to do it, and plus Misawa already continuing this incredible run he's had, winning just about everything under the sun in all Japan. And he sets his first challenger, and it's going to be Kenta Kobashi to a dismayed look of Toshiaki Kawada. But our first Kobashi Misawa, or our first Triple Crown Misawa Kobashi matchup, well, that's going to be a big time matchup for sure. They had the draw, or no, Misawa beat him rather. They didn't have a draw. It was, as far as Misawa and Kobashi, that's going to be a big time match. Big time match for sure. Another great show. God bless everyone on this fucking roster. Everybody's a savage. But yeah, we're going to give some love to Jumbo as well. So Jumbo, he sure is declining physically, but he's still doing very, very well for himself. He did very, very well. And Dean Malenko for his performance in the All-Asia title matchup. That was really good as well. Hell of a show, hell of a main. And that will do it for the Champion Carnival. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time for the next tour of All Japan Pro Wrestling. Take care, everyone.